We can make a change. We can make a change. Come together. Whoa, yeah. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Now I shall tell of my story, 'cause this story has been lies, yeah. Contradicting themselves in every illustration, and they make believe in a world of confusion. Now I just see that they are not real, 'cause the truths have been revealed. And if we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, well, we're always gonna be, the victim. Got to make a change. Whoa, make a change. Whoa, treating our people like they are garbage, and through loss of vanity, we never seem to acknowledge to the weak and the feeble. You took advantage to do yourself that tolerance, because you think we're on the privilege. Now it's time for us to reinforce ourselves. Who's gonna do it for us? None but ourselves. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, well, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Now I shall tell of my story, 'cause his story has been lies. So if we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown. Keep the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Oh, Jah bless, I say no man curse. Things getting better when they thought it would be worse. Here comes the officers asking for a search. They found no weapon, just only a draw first. But I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. When they come with their evil thoughts, I just listen whenever they talk. I used to light into my dark, he cut and clear all my fault. They fight me without a cause, trying to make my life so hard. The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, give it all reward. I'm so solid as a rock, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set their traps, they just can't stop me now. People will say this and that, they just can't stop me now. Even when they set up roadblocks, they just can't stop me now. So don't mix me up in your dirty game. You're only trying to tarnish my name. You're only looking for the innocent to blame, when you're the ones who wish for guns down the lane.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. It's free-flowing Thursday here at the Ligony Club. I just want to say welcome to those who have joined us on air and those who have joined us online. This is your host, Minett Lawrence, just waiting on Pastor Percival to leave the dressing room, put on his makeup, and be ready to greet you. Good morning, Mr. Producer, and back at the studio. Good morning to our engineer. This, of course, is the Morning Connection on Bess 100 FM. Just letting you know that we're here and we're excited to be with you this Thursday morning. Are we taking a break now, Mr. Producer? Good morning, Pastor Percival.
Good morning. I
How
just
is
came
it?
out of the dressing room to put on my makeup and all of that. I am grateful to God that I am alive. A wonderful new day.
Oh, it's a beautiful morning. You know, we're coming in and the sub-Saharan dust is still giving us a little haze on the horizon, but notwithstanding, the sun is shining through. It's not overcast at all. There's a nice...
overcast.
Why?
Does that mean we could get some rain?
Oh, no, but there's a nice little breeze. We're getting our rain. We're getting our rain. You know, your Father in heaven does a perfect cocktail.
Oh, wow.
Give us sunshine, a little breeze, and we get the rain to cool us down. So I'm always very happy to be here because it's outdoors. During the week, we're in studio. I know I look like I'm, I look like I'm at the beach.
No.
It's just too hot,
No,
honestly.
No, it looks fantastic.
All right, okay, thank you.
Look like a real
I'll give a nod to the wardrobe mistress.
African. You came out of the wardrobe.
Out of the dressing room. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about the Ligony Club because this summer, it's definitely one of the places to be. And they've been having kids here all summer. You're going to see some of them. I think the program is still underway. The Ligony Club is home to the largest sporting facility under one roof, I think, in the Caribbean. We have 6 squash courts if you're a squash player. This is the season for it and the place for it. 8 tennis courts, including a practice court, and now there's a wiffle ball. Is it wiffle ball? I'm always forgetting the name of that new sport. Yeah, the wiffle ball.
It's tennis with a twist.
It's slow tennis.
Okay.
Well, we don't want to offend those who are practitioners of this new sport.
So what kind of ball? Is it a normal tennis ball or
It's like a cross.
ball?
It's like it's pickleball, wiffle ball. It's a cross between a tennis ball and a squash ball. Anyway, it's new. It's happening. It's here at the club. We also have a very large size swimming pool. I'd like to say Olympic size, but it really isn't. Is it, Pastor
Almost
Percival?
there. Almost
An
there.
almost Olympic sized swimming pool, a full service gymnasium. Yes, I did say gymnasium. That's really where the word gym comes from. But when you say gymnasium, you think gymnastics. But yeah, with aerobics room, weights room. Really, we're proud of our gym. The gym is one of the great attractions for new membership. Nestled in the heart of New Kingston, on probably the last remaining large tract of green land. I mean, you know, we have extensive gardens, beautifully situated, about 38 or so hotel rooms, because the club was set up to entertain the gentleman from the country who is coming in town to see his solicitor and needed to stay overnight, coming in town to do business. So we do have some hotel rooms. You can find us online. I tell you, it is really a very beautiful, homely. No, homely usually mean ugly or comfortable.
It does for you?
Homely, yes, homely mean you're not glamorous, and it's a beautiful, relaxed, peaceful place to be. And then my favorite part of the club these days, JD's Urban Pub. You looking forward to breakfast this morning?
Yeah, foodie.
I am a foodie. Whether I'm longing for food, cooking food, or enjoying food,
And she actually
I love
does
food.
cook a wonderful meal, and what she does magic in the kitchen.
Oh,
I remember.
I think I need to invite Pastor Percival for dinner again.
she does
Remind him.
magic in the kitchen.
I know you're. You know, one day we should talk about our culinary abilities, because you're no slouch yourself.
No, man,
You're
that's
chef
what-
number one in your household.
chef
Oh,
number
you
one.
mean your daughter might have
But she might have
pipped
surpassed me,
you now? All right, we're gonna
but
have
she's the person who does the magic. She just takes things and says, "Let me try.
Let
this."
me
And
do
she said, "Daddy,
something.
I'm the cheap one. Daddy, you want to see how this tastes?"
All right,
Everybody
so-
said, "No, nobody adventurous like me."
All right, so then, so you might be the most experienced or the longest living chef, but your daughter is most innovative and creative. We'll do a Palmer family cook-off, and maybe I'll record it and give you the results. Suffice it to say, JD's Urban Pub is really a fine restaurant for local cuisine and what is generally referred to as fusion cuisine, because of course Jamaica out of many one people, so our food have all kinds of flavors, and most places that you go, you're getting something with a little French, a little Italian, a little Spanish, all of the mix up that makes Jamaican, the Jamaican personality. It's reflected in our kitchen. And we do love to have breakfast here with JD's Urban Pub. The staff, just wonderful. Percival have 2 or 3 favorites. I try not to have favorites. It's too hard to keep them from mixing up.
Oh,
But we're always pleased to be here on a Thursday morning. Thursdays for us on the Morning Connection really have become very special. It's the day when Percival and myself are able to just complete our thoughts and, you know, whatever we want to share on the issues of the day, what we've been doing from Monday. On Thursday, we get a chance to kind of wrap it all up in a nice package. And then, of course, we head off on our weekend, because the Morning Connection does not air on a Friday. On Fridays, you have the excitement.
Yes,
Every Friday morning, you know, I say I'm going to call Orit.
No, man.
I never get around to it. Yes.
There's a regular pastor, somebody I know, then security, and then, of course, who knows? some happening.
Yeah, there's always
It's
something going on
in, on
to
Monday.
stir up our brother on Friday mornings.
And then of
So,
course, Monday is the best. I like his program. I actually listen to it.
yes, I see that you're.
I'm saying, okay.
Every now and then
All
I,
right,
I
Monday
check in.
too, you know,
I
so
check
said,
in.
wow. I wonder who is Minett is going to bring on this month. That's good. Who call this person for me?
Yes.
Yeah, so
That's
that is
beautiful.
all right.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. All right, Bevan Fairweather, good morning to you. We got to get you an email. She says, can I get an email? I'm just going to ask the producer
Bevan is a
to
male
type in
or a
the
female?
email. Bevan, Pastor is checking your agenda. Please let him know. It's been on his mind for a long time,
Yes.
trying to figure out the name.
Yes.
These days, names work either way. Danielle, Danelle, Dinelle.
You know the joke with my daughter?
Yeah. Well, what's the joke with your daughter?
It was a joke. That was a boy. It was Daniela. It was a girl. So she became Daniela. But whoever it was, the name that was given to us was that he or she would have been. We said he would have been Daniel. And we had bought blue stuff,
Mm. Yes.
You can actually can make this agenda cover with all the things and it look like it's a little boy there.
What does it mean? What does it all mean that you were hoping for a boy? Were you hoping for a boy? Or it didn't really matter, but you thought it was a boy, so you were all over the blue stuff. But it doesn't matter though. Girls love blue. Blue was my favorite color for many years.
What's your favorite color now?
I think red.
Speak of the crimson blood?
No, because it suits my skin tone.
Okay. Oh, so interesting.
Yeah.
Blue is my favorite color. It's like cool. Cool. It's relaxing.
All right. When you set up your political party, you'll go with blue.
Somebody has blue already. Remember, NDM has blue already.
Yeah, but they say we're a movement, not a party.
Oh, I see. So that's why
anyway. All right, we're not going to make jokes about our political aspirations. It's way too serious.
No, it becomes very, very serious. There are a lot of things that are happening. Political things. One man has declared there's no place for independence. Jamaica Labour Party. That was JC Hosted 2 days ago.
Yes.
And then there was the fact from Western Portland. Blight was trying to the 3 councils that had
defected.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, we're not coming back. That's not happening.
Yeah, Dr. Blythe was trying to negotiate a return. But it's interesting that they took their weight and created a new majority. They joined the JLP, and I'm wondering if they are planning to remain as independent candidates in the next. The truth is, we need a lot more independent candidates. Yeah. And
that's how Jamaican politics has started in terms of when with adult suffrage and people would vote. A lot of independents were in the house before TMC and JLP.
Lock it down. Yeah, lock it down. So it's let us pray for the return of men and women to politics who are voting and moving based on their conscience and how they perceive the needs of the people and their ability to meet those needs. It will make a difference.
Wow.
There's a move that I foresee, and I would love for us to be a part of it, meaning the Morning Connection, where persons who have influence or just an opportunity to guide public opinion begin to do active endorsements of candidates. Evaluate a candidate, consider what the candidate is offering, and match it against what the people are expecting. Become a part of the analysis of, you know, what's on the table and say yay or nay. So you could say the Morning Connection endorses Percival Palmer for this community.
You know,
Because we've gone in, we've spoken to the candidate, we've spoken to the people, we've put ourselves in the mix of debating issues and so on. And at the end of the day, we can say this one will do it, that one won't do it, this needs that help. And we can say we endorse this one. And we give them opportunities, you know, to reach and communicate and connect with people. This is something that I believe is actively needed in the country, and persons need to develop the boldness to do it. So if you're a service club, say you're a service club operating in an area, you can become part of the decision making, vetting the candidates. So they come to your meeting, they speak on issues, you question them, and you can say, yeah, there's something going on with you, or no, you're not ready.
You know that's kind of interesting, because I think like for the US, they do that very much. They openly go out and endorse based on
their assessment of what candidates are offering
stands on different
issues. Yeah. The church should do it. The church should absolutely do it.
But the church does it indirectly, you know, because
we don't want to talk about no indirect. Everybody do it indirectly.
So election time come.
And man come for prayer.
They come for prayer. No behind coming for prayer. They come, and some of them have actively come to the church and said, on both sides. And
bless me, Father.
And you listen to what they're saying. And say, okay.
Well, hear what? The both side thing won't work, because you can't endorse the two persons for the same post.
Why not?
Percy, only one can take it.
Yeah, but you endorse them and say, okay.
I think you misunderstand endorsement.
You
wouldn't do well in that pit.
Well, what do you think? Think about it.
No, you cannot endorse both.
Why not?
One must be better than the other, because people are voting, and your endorsement is meant to give voters confidence in one direction as against the other. You cannot endorse both. I'm taking you off the committee. I think we're going to have a problem.
You take me over the committee. Why you quick for the endorsement?
No, what I want to do is put you in further training and then throw you back in.
No, I don't want no.
You need more training, man. You can't, listen, you can't say, yes, you'd make a good prime minister. Yes, you'd make a good prime minister. You must say you'd make a better prime minister than that one.
What's that meaning that? Yeah.
Yes, that's what an endorsement does.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about it.
It's so funny.
Okay. So
but we should.
Come, you ask them what it is.
You gotta score them.
You score them. But
you have to score them.
Suppose it's a draw. What you do?
Ask another question. That's a tiebreaker.
Suppose you keep getting a draw.
What they do in football again? Penalty. Until you get to sudden death. Sudden death.
Scoring that one. Win.
Yeah. No, but there's always going to be a favorability rating that will come from another source. You can say Morning Connection cannot choose between these two candidates. They are both excellent candidates. Let the people decide. And then it's a question of who comes out on the morning.
Okay.
To vote. So you're going in conscience, you know. So if you truly find two candidates who are excellent, if you any one of them you choose, you're good.
Yeah.
You say that. You said these are two excellent candidates.
Right.
Whichever you choose.
So that is still endorsement, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be a specific endorsement. It would just be an opinion.
Okay. So the opinion you saying don't endorse them. You just say two excellent candidates.
Yeah.
On the morning.
Up to you. Who comes out will it doesn't matter, you won't lose. But the whole point of it, and why I'm saying it, and why I believe that we should go in that direction, it's because a lot of persons either don't have full information, or they don't have the capability to do the full research, or they don't have the interest to look beyond certain superficial or surface issues to go deeper.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So therefore, to enable that, I think one of the things we should do is to come up with what you'd call
What, the checklist?
A job description or checklist.
A
as
checklist.
What you should look for in your local government
Candidate, yes.
What you should look for in a member of parliament. These are the
Mm-hmm.
things.
A prime minister.
Right, those things
Yes.
become
Yeah.
important.
And
Go
then
back to constitutional reform.
absolutely. Well, listen, man, all roads lead to covenant. And the part that is kind of exciting me now as I, make it up as I go along.
So you're making it up.
No, as I move under the inspiration of the Holy Spirit. Better? All right. The other part is you can then retain professionals to do some kind of psychometric analysis, which the average person would not really. You looking at the candidate would not say, you know what? Let me bring my psychiatrist to come and do a. Yes, yes. Well, we wouldn't actually subject them to that, but you know that
No, but
in certain professions
you have to do
you
that.
have to
Like
right.
if you're going to the police force.
Ought to be these days.
Yeah. So it
So
becomes
you
standard.
can engage your psychoanalyst, you can engage your spiritual profiler, you can bring in some experts to say, look at this man and tell me, is he a good fit for this job? Is he a good
Emotional
fit?
intelligence.
You
know that
can
we
absolutely.
You know that we can actually now score people in terms of their.
Of course. Yeah.
That's where it has gone to.
Yeah.
In terms of emotional
Yeah.
intelligence.
And really,
Yeah.
I mean, in countries that really invest in this effort, when a candidate is being prepared to face the electorate, they put them through a series of evaluations to make sure before you spend all your money down the road, you hear that, he's a pedophile.
Oh, geez.
Or,
But okay. The first thing is, so seeing that we are speaking about candidates and what we want in our representative,
yes,
so we should come up with job description in terms of if somebody is going to offer themselves for public office, there are certain things that we believe are very, very important for them.
yeah,
And so we've come up with a job description, and kind of interesting because in scripture, if somebody was being put up to become a deacon or a bishop or anything, there's something that ring true.
He must have one wife. I remember that part. Men of good report.
Yes, so you cannot.
So
you cannot
character references are important.
Yeah.
You must
Have a
be
good
of good
reputation
report
within and without.
and without, yeah.
That
And you must have control of your household.
yes,
So that you have one wife
it's important.
is
And even when they had the dispute, it's kind of interesting. With the early church, when they were doing and they became, there was a rift. Because they said, they are treating favoritism. They're treating the Jewish widows better than
The Greek.
the Greek one.
yeah.
And the apostle, God has called us to do certain things. But look for men. Look for men who are full of the Holy Spirit. I think we should have put that.
That they're full of the Holy Spirit. Speak in tongues.
I never even go there, so I'm not talking about that. Men of good
report.
good report.
Yeah.
Um,
Which you correctly characterized as meaning a good reputation within the church and without. I remember that they should have one wife. You're not remembering that part? And they should be in charge of their household, meaning they maintain order in their family.
And that becomes important.
And then you have to pray over them.
And you see and know everything. What do you think that is? It was interesting.
You're hunting it down?
Yeah,
Yeah, this when they were looking for men to take up the slack in the administration of things.
yeah.
All right, Acts chapter 6, verse 3.
Yes, this is what it-
Choose 7 men from among you who are known to be full of the Spirit and wisdom.
wisdom important.
We will turn this responsibility over to them. And this was to wait tables and handle distribution of welfare benefits amongst the widows.
So there is no.
It's very much a political position.
No, it's not
Administering welfare
no,
benefits amongst the poor. That's local government.
Yeah. So select 7 men who are well respected and are full of the wisdom, the spirit and wisdom. You give them this responsibility.
Now, when the men were selected, the apostles took them, prayed over them, laid hands on them, and set them to work.
Yeah.
Stephen was one of those. Yeah. Well, understand that it can lead to martyrdom if you are selected. I like to give the warning.
Yeah, but it is true.
Yeah.
Because you are going to be subjecting yourself to deep public scrutiny. And that can become very nasty.
Very ugly.
Very nasty.
Yes. All right. We've turned on a dark path.
No.
You don't think it's a dark path?
No.
First, we started peacefully speaking about endorsing persons and promoting them for candidacy. And then we start to tell them about the risk that you may die. You may end up stoned to death by an angry mob who feel that your ideas are too radical and you're going too far.
In terms of the reforms that they need to put in. But I like the part that it says men of wisdom. Wisdom, and we have spoken about wisdom, and nobody is looking at it. Wisdom.
Men and women, please. Let's remember that.
And you know, I found it significant. When you read Paul, like in Romans 15, I'm gonna go to it. Because some people have to believe that women must not serve in ministry. But if we use Paul as an example, he said, you know, he says, I commend to you Phoebe, who's a deacon in the church.
Yeah.
Welcome as a one. In something it says one who was sent. And then he goes in Priscilla and Aquila. And he goes
Lois,
mother. And he says
Eunice,
Phineas. A
lot of women.
A lot of women.
Of course.
Who were co-workers.
And financial supporters, both of Jesus's ministry as well as of the work of the apostles.
And then what Paul does when he says, speak to this guy. These are 2 women now, Tryphena and Tryphosa.
Tryphena and Tryphosa.
And then he says,
sounds like twins.
Yeah. And he says, look at all of these ladies and the brothers and sisters who meet with them. And then you look at that. A lot of women are there. And
even
they were laborers in the
and not we like to
roles.
We like to accuse Paul of being the one to bad talk women. And sure, he said some things which could be taken quite strictly. But even if you look at Peter, Rhoda, when they were praying in one place for Peter to be released from prison, when he knocked, it was Rhoda, it was a woman who opened the door. So even the Orthodox Jewish custom of women in one place, men in one place, because they don't sit in the assembly, in the same assembly, in one assembly, in synagogue. Even that practice of separating the genders was discontinued, or it was not adhered to in the new church, because they prayed together, they sat together, and in fact that was what led to Paul speaking so harshly against women making trouble in the assembly. Women were not accustomed to being in the assembly with the men. And when under the new church, they were worshiping together and issues arose, well, you know us, we are not going to sit down and take the foolishness. It's and let their own.
It's like producer preaching.
Yeah.
And the women are there. And this is a new experience.
Yes.
What you say? Explain it to me.
Well, no, I don't think that's what they were saying. I don't think they were saying what him said. I think they were saying nonsense.
I don't think.
What? No, it doesn't work like that.
But you take it.
And I believe that's why it became problematic. They were not causing disorder as in confusion, because they were causing disorder, challenging and wanting to dispute and debate issues that were coming up in the assembly. That's why he said, talk it out with your husband at your own yard. Do not bring and there's a style to how women interact. We're generally spontaneous. If we hear something, there's a rustling of the skirts.
Let them be silent.
And asking questions too, because remember, even being learned in the law was new for most of the women.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they were asking questions.
Ask questions.
I said, explain that.
Well, you were saying, I'm saying like they don't hear, like we had a hearing.
No. Okay. Explain that for me. What is he saying? I'm not understanding. Yeah. So I said, and it would become very disconcerting in area, all the questions back in and forth and things. But anyway.
We bring vibe and energy.
My dear.
And the men were, so I guess I can imagine it was colorful and noisy. Men not used to that.
Yeah,
so Paul said, order.
Yeah,
and it was really about maintaining order. And he was borrowing somewhat from King Xerxes' court when the noble told him that this disrespect in your household, quell it because it will spread.
Oh, Jesus.
Paul was saying, in a household where man is head of the household, issues that need to be debated and discussed
must be discussed at home.
Let the leader of the house handle his business.
We will come back. It's now 7:01.
Do we have a leader of this TMC house? I think we do.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening. 24-year-old Dr. Radine Sylvester is one of many 2023 Governor General's Achievement Awardees being recognized for academic excellence, leadership, and community service. She hails from the Garden Parish of St. Anne and is a proud alumna of York Castle High, where her outstanding academic performance and leadership qualities emerged.
So I was peer tutor, prefect, and ultimately head girl. I was involved in numerous clubs like the 4-H clubs, the Spanish club. I played netball. I was involved in volleyball, among others. And most notably, I mobilized my schoolmates to participate in the Fresh Juices trivia competition, which we won. And we gained $250,000 for our school and a computer for our libraries.
She obtained 22 distinctions in both the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC and Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination SCAPE, earning 2 National Placement Awards for her performance in Spanish. Dr. Sylvester's excellence continued at the University of the West Indies, where she made the Dean's List 3 times in 1st, 2nd, and 4th year.
In the final MBBS examinations, I gained distinctions in medicine and therapeutics, obstetrics and gynecology, and surgery. And I also received the overall clinical medal, which is a prize for the student with the best performance in all 3 subject areas across all 3 UE campuses in the Caribbean.
During her university years, she led various medical and charitable initiatives while working as Assistant Local Director at UWI's Western Jamaica campus. She's currently an intern at the Internal Medicine Unit at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. She said a love for science and helping others is what led her to choose medicine.
I think that in childhood, that's kind of the options that they present to you. So it can be a doctor, a lawyer, Indian, or a chief. I was like, I like the doctor. And then I also had an interest in the science subjects. And then sadly, my mom and grandmother were plagued with illness. So I got to see them going through sickness. And as a child, you're not allowed in the hospital. And I wanted to be there to assist them. So that further sparked my interest in medicine.
Dr. Sylvester's mother, Melrose Williams, shared that her only child had desired to work in medicine since she was 2 years old.
At as early as 2.5 years old, she woke up one morning about 12 o'clock. Said, "Mommy, I want to become a doctor." I said, "Go to your bed, little girl."
She said she always becomes overcome with emotions whenever she witnesses her daughter making strides.
Every time she achieves, even to get the passes in the different subjects, tears. She always doubts herself, but I know she has greatness in her. Very reserved, very shy. No one knows I'm a doctor or I achieve so much. She just reserved. But even for this award, it warms my heart to know the struggles and everything that we went through and to see she's here at this place now. I know that she has greater achievement in her. And he's saying that nobody you should go for it and you should, let your light shine. So he nominated me and he encouraged me to complete the nomination as well. It is a true blessing because it's kind of like a pat on the back to say that you're doing well. And I like that it's not just focused on academic achievement, but also what I do with the community and extracurricular activities. So it's a great and I'm very privileged to have won this award.
Dr. Radine Sylvester, 2023 Governor General's Achievement Awardee for Academic Excellence, Leadership, and Community Service. That's it for this feature. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we invite you to log on to gis.gov.jm for this and other interesting news and features. On behalf of studio engineer Andre Sawyers, I'm Jada Francis. Walk good.
And guardians, prevent the summer slide. Make learning fun this summer for every child. Join the Corner Shop Challenge and Summer Spark Initiative. Visit at UNICEF Jamaica on social media and unicef.org to learn more. Don't let our children slide away from learning this summer. Enjoy fun games and quizzes. Play and learn together. Be sure to scan the QR code to get our Learning Passport platform for more great educational content. A message from UNICEF and Digital Foundation, supporting the Education Ministry and Early Childhood Commission, preventing the summer slide.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord. Your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Bess FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all, you can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waist. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love, one love.
Stepping from across the sea, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
Yes, Jamaica and the world. You want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night, from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 357 and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I invite you to join us for the Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ radio program with Elder Kendrick Murray, where we stand firm that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. This broadcast is heard every Saturday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. and again on Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. The church is located at 3550 Pleasant Valley Road here in Mobile, Alabama in the United States. You may visit our website at sonofgodlives.org or our YouTube page at Minister K. Murray, or you may call us at area code 251-300-8812. God bless you, and we look forward to you tuning in to the program.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. You know, Percival and I wandered into a well-lit place a while ago. He asked me, why does darkness hate light? And thinking about it for a heartbeat, I said to him, you know, when you understand the main characteristic of darkness, which is the absence of light, you understand that darkness itself does nothing, doesn't have the capacity to do a thing. And we go back to in the beginning when the world was without form or substance, and darkness covered the earth. And the Creator spoke life into this place of darkness, and light entered, which is why we're people of light. So I was explaining to the pastor.
Why there's so much darkness in the world?
Because the people of light have not moved to dispel the darkness. Darkness is without animus. Darkness does not move, has no life, no substance to it. The people of light need to move into the territory and dispel the darkness. Which is why I said to you, a thing to come, I am prophesying it. And maybe, no, I am prophesying it. It is the will of God. It is what God desires for us. A thing to come in our political landscape. Civil society institutions are going to become more active in evaluating political candidates and in endorsing them publicly. We will now say candidate A is not fit for consideration. We are going with candidate B. Now, we might not necessarily say candidate A should go home. We will just say candidate B is the choice. And the morning connection, we won't tell candidate A what to do. Or whichever candidate you don't choose.
Based on the evaluation.
You'll say candidate of your choice. And the other one should know. And if you are so inclined, you could say that this one lacks this, that, or the other, and this one has the qualities.
So therefore, in order to make such a pronouncement and endorsement, there are standards that
which you would evaluate. There's a process of rigor that you would go through. You would participate in the debates, fund the debates, give them airtime so they are visible to the electorate. But more than anything else, it would mean that light is moving to dispel darkness.
The whole plan is wonderful. No, it's
Thank you for your endorsement.
It's wonderful in the sense that we have to get in early in terms of the education. And I think we've been doing that in terms of seeking to educate persons about what the real essential issues are. Because the PR can cloud up, can mess it up, and people can drive the narrative, which is not godly. And we have experienced that over the last 2-3 years in our public discourse in terms of, I keep telling people, in terms of the narrative of fear. I was with some pastors, and I was saying to them, you know, if we are persons of faith, right?
Yeah.
And our kingdom is a kingdom that operates by faith. Why is it that we have allowed for the powers that be to drive the narrative and use fear when we should be out there speaking and saying, no, this is not so? And I think I must commend you in terms of you have used your skill sets, your knowledge, to point out to the powers that be. Hello, if you're going to take away people's rights, remember this was a major thing when we just started, people's rights and responsibility. I said, because you have a public emergency.
Does your commendation come with a order of Percy? Or
no, not the order of Percy.
You get a medal?
You get more prayer, sister. I think more that's prayer. You get more prayer.
MP.
You get more
I go with MP.
You get more prayers. No, but it's true because, and I was saying to people, with that, it caused for people to think again in terms of some of the things that they were doing. And what they're saying, you must just follow it, saying, but according to the covenant, you can't do that. Not beyond a certain time. And that is why the education is so...
It's important.
It's so very important.
Well, you know, I have to commend you for your great bravery in sitting beside me Monday to Thursday and moving along with these ideas. This one that we're currently discussing and which we shall pursue, because it's important. It is the doing of God, as my pastor liked to say. We are given certain skills, talents, knowledge, whatever it might be. The only purpose of it is for the betterment of your people. It can't be for anything else.
It's for freedom. It's for freedom.
Push for that freedom so we can serve God.
It's for freedom. Because I was saying to you that the freedom, and we're talking about, I'm saying there are 4 key dynamics: me, you, God, society.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are free from, but you are free to do something. Your freedom is not just about.
It's with purpose.
It's with purpose. There is a purpose. There's a goal in mind, and so we have to just continue to say it to everybody. It becomes so important. You're not free just to be free.
So have you given some more thought to why it is light that is at fault and not darkness?
I agree with you.
Okay.
No, I know because I agree with you, because God dispelled darkness. He spoke a word. He said, "Let there be light." And the Spirit of God, which is within each one of us, moved and became so creative. So the Spirit of God within us helps us to create and to remove the darkness therein. And the Spirit of God, which is within us. So God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, of power, of a sound mind. And therefore we can speak into a situation. I tell people, when I get into a situation, I tell people, it must change. It must change, because I carry the Spirit of God within me, which He has given to me.
You're the salt and the light.
Yes, so it must change. I move, I shift atmosphere. I go into place and I must shift atmospheres. It must change. That's what God, the power of God that is in us. And we're not bragging, it is just who we are and what God has called us to do. If you understand that, move, man. But we have put ourselves into certain situations. I say, no, man, it have to stay so. But God is saying no. Right? And I'm recognizing and seeing people becoming bold, pushing against the narrative of fear. Remember we're going back into Acts again. They chose these men, and then these same men had to begin to do and to administer, and they continue to get a pushback from the establishment, religious order, and they says, no, man. They prayed and said, Lord, you've seen all of these things that happen, but give us a spirit of boldness that we may clearly proclaim that the light has come, and we're dispelling the darkness that is there.
Yeah. I'm making a note of it. Sometimes you ask these questions. And it just provokes a thought process. Bevan is weighing in on the darkness light, and she's saying darkness is more than absence of light. Darkness operates in light, broad daylight. But I think she has to go a little deeper, he or she. Darkness older than light, take my word.
I think so.
You see, now, this is what happens, the frequent misconception and maybe even the deception that keeps us in bondage is to give darkness the characteristics of a living thing. When you do that, you are stepping away from taking personal responsibility for your duty, your obligation to be the light that dispels the darkness.
And I agree. But and I keep saying, people, if you are, for argument's sake, Satan is a created being. God is the source of everything.
Yeah, you said created.
Created, yeah.
Okay.
Created being.
Yes.
It's a created being.
Yes.
And in God is light, and in is there no darkness? But this created being decided to enter into darkness through rebellion. But what continues to play out is that we're giving more power to this created being that he really has. And we need to shift that. We need to really shift that perspective.
Oh, this is so funny. Bevin says, different light. You're talking sunlight. She's talking
sun. Okay.
Versus
yeah, man,
darkness older than light. Take my word. Okay. And that's a part of what makes it, I think, what makes it confusing for persons to sort of speak within the unity of things, because if your mind can accommodate it, and you pick a starting point, that starting point is a position of oneness, meaning everything is within the Creator. Let's call it singularity. You start from a position of singularity. The Creator speaks a word and worlds manifest. At that point, out of one comes the many.
Correct.
That's why our motto is a reversal of thought. It's, to me, it's an abstraction in futility.
Okay.
I was saying that to you one day, but
You never take
it's a
it
bit
on.
mind. Yeah, you never take it on. Yeah, because the creative process will begin with one, in whom is everything. So we say one true God. That's why we say one true God.
And
In him we live, we breathe, we have our being.
Yeah.
Generations of Percival Palmer are locked up in Percival's loin.
Can you imagine that?
Gotta release them.
This is-
Who was it? Was it you? No, it was Jason, Pastor Jason. I don't know, somehow he and Lowell were speaking on parallel tracks. And Lowell said something about, well, maybe spiritual children was what Lowell meant. And Jason says, well, like you'd say, God has permitted my wife to release 3 of them or something like that. Realize he was talking about his biological children. Yeah, but within each person, nations are locked up in the loins of individuals.
Abraham.
So it was said of Abraham, and that's why I'm borrowing that line. So in the creative process, it starts with one, the one true God in whom existed everything that he created. And from the one, he spoke, and worlds
Came
into being. Now, in the space around the worlds, let's call it that, because quantum physics is studying that deep. The space around the world, because in order for you to distinguish one from another, there must be a separation. And in that separation, there is a space. And man is curious what inhabits that space.
They might try to find out. But he knows what in have because he hugged in the heavens, he put everything in place.
All of it came out of him.
Yeah.
Right. That is the starting position for every discussion about this and that, now and then, one or the other, darkness and light. That's the starting position. So the sun that illuminates a space and brings life-giving energy, that is a part of the light that moved in to dispel the darkness and made life possible. Okay. So even when we are speaking about the activities in the dark, we are speaking about the activities which can take place in a lifeless environment where there is no light. And when Christ declared himself to be the light of the world,
the light of the world,
he says that light will shine on the places of darkness, the places where activities that do not align with who he is and what he desires for his creation, those activities are taking place in the absence of the life-giving light of Christ.
And it just leads to further destruction.
And it just
decay.
absolutely. Yeah. It leads back to nothing, to death.
Right.
And we, the children of light, are required to spread ourselves out
become light.
And do not allow people to throw a bushel over us. I always wonder what a bushel is, but
a bushel
throw a bucket over you.
That's what
or,
it is, yeah.
And when persons try to smother you and crush you and push you into a place of darkness, they're seeking to remove the light of God from the world, which is an impossibility.
They think
May I
they
say
have
that?
smothered it, but we know as we come up to our 7:30 break, when we come back, we're focusing on leadership and how important that is in terms of the things. And I'm gonna read some things here, and you're gonna say, "Boy, that was given long time ago."
Yes. When we return.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Morning Connection is not your usual.
That does sound healthy at all. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Bess FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Bess FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy. Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night, from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night, from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waste. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
Stepping from across the street, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
Half a tree, one already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. Oh, Percy has found it. You see, we were talking about endorsing candidates and evaluating them for their leadership potential and being the bearers of light and truth to dispel the darkness. Percy went and hunted down exactly what we were talking about and looking for, and he has found it. So now, Percy, your turn. What is the checklist against which we will be doing this evaluation?
Now listen to this now. This is from Titus 1:7. An elder must live a blameless life. He must be faithful to his wife.
All right, but let's take it out of the church setting now. We're defining what it means to be a man of good report, full of wisdom, with the capability to lead in a godly way. So we're looking at both local government candidates, and we're looking at the candidates for members of parliament, prime minister, and even ministers of government. The elder is who we would use as the metric for the local government man. And of him, Titus says an elder or a local government candidate should be
blameless.
What does it mean to be blameless? Because there's no perfect man.
No, but he must have a good reputation.
Absolutely. So the persons in the community should be able to say, yes,
A good
we
man.
know him to be know him to be honest, hardworking, look after his family, not out and about gossiping and making trouble. If you were to check with the police, he's not a regular on their list. If he came across their radar at all, it might be because somebody complained that he was trying to make peace and interfering in their quarrel. That kind of individual. So that one is easy. Now let's get to the big guys.
Biggies?
Yes.
No, but not having a reputation for being wild and rebellious.
Oh, that's also for the
children.
No, that's also for the local government.
Yeah, because they do the
Go
same.
into it, man. Go into it.
Wild and rebellious.
What does it mean to be wild and rebellious?
he's a wild man. He goes to all these parties. He's no wild. He does wild. You seem to have no self-control. That's what comes to mind. I'm not saying you can't.
But render that, reduce that to behavior.
Yeah, man.
What is the behavior that would be typical of a wild man? It would mean at least that you're not conforming to what would be considered the norms for good behavior.
And those are set by the society.
You don't know how to speak. If you have to deal with a constituent, you're bullying in your approach. Or on the opposite end, you're unnecessarily differential, meaning anybody can just, you're a pushover.
Anybody can tell you anything.
Yes.
You don't have no standards.
You don't have, you cannot be held to right, reasonable, ordinary standards. Wildness, you say you're going to wild parties. Well, I don't know what you know about wild parties, but it would mean you're not even tempered and sober minded.
Yeah,
even if you're enjoying yourself, you've gone way over the top with your enjoyment.
That's true.
Yeah. Then we use wild to mean promiscuous.
Yeah, true. It was
your candidate.
He's
the village ram.
Village ram. Everybody can look at everybody can say, but
you're not even sure how many children the person have because their name get called so many times. We do not want promiscuous persons occupying positions of serious leadership. And let's be clear on it.
Must not be
a promiscuous person will raise questions about whether they are predatory too, because they may not necessarily wait to be offered. They may force their way into situations. And also, it is a lack of loyalty and fidelity. There's no way you can be all things to all men, giving love everywhere you go and leaving children behind.
Giving love everywhere you go.
Using polite language.
Giving love. No, but it is a serious thing, you know. It is a, and if you were to go and just reflect on it in terms of our national politics.
Yes.
And the stories you hear about various leaders and how they are, it's not pretty enough.
In their private life.
Yeah, not pretty.
And maybe you could see a direct correlation between Jamaica's stagnation in certain quarters and the promiscuity of our leaders. So we do not want promiscuous. That's part of the wildness. Avoid.
And that is saying, oh, you're married, but you know, and he married him.
Oh, geez. So you know he's a covenant breaker.
Yes. And that is important.
And he'll break the covenant with you too. Don't think that the covenant of marriage is different from the covenant
with people.
With people. You break covenant, that's what you do. Good.
And
so we don't want...
I would not be
puritanical or prudish.
No, those things, when you think about it, good family life leads to better communities.
Yeah.
So how can you, and it is so hypocritical. Yes, we're talking about values and attitude and how we missed it years ago when Mr. Patterson said it. And people are saying, but you can't do that. A whole heap of things were said.
No, you know, a lot of times the focus in scripture on purity and the way it speaks against sexual immorality, a lot of us mistake it for something that is purely of the flesh, not recognizing that the characteristics, the personality traits, your integrity, these things are reflected in how you treat your body and your private relationships. That's why integrity is about your public self and your private self being of the same caliber, quality, being in alignment. Because if in your private life you're sleeping with anybody who asks or who says yes, you're saying whatever it takes to get what you want. You have no loyalty to one over the other. You're just a free spirit roaming with no particular moral or standard. It means that when it comes to your business life, your public life,
same thing.
It's the same muscle.
Yeah, a man without, word says it in Proverbs, a man who cannot control his spirit is like a city without walls. You remember
that? Yes.
And it's true. Man without self-control, like a city without walls.
And
know,
so we see it reflected in what we're getting in our country.
Yeah, because, you know, somebody was relating, it's a true story, they're with somebody and they're at a table and somebody says, how did this get here? And it was a note that was slipped to the female that he was beside by a farmer, by a leader, somebody in public life, giving her the number and said she must call him. And this man is married. Oh, jeez. When I heard it, I said,
it turned your stomach.
Yes. So this.
So you're sitting at table, maybe it's dinner or whatever social setting.
Mm-hmm.
A man is there with his woman.
With his wife.
With his wife.
Yeah.
And the wife receives a number. Who receives the number?
Another female receives a note from the male who's sitting with his wife, giving her the number and says she must.
So who's telling you the story?
Somebody was
the wife or someone connected to the married couple, or to the lone female?
To the lone female. Just saying. There was one in. No, I'm saying.
I'm curious now. How did she receive it? Because that must be, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
It's insulting.
Yes.
Or it's encouraging.
It's insulting. The lady was like, incredulous. How did this thing? But anyway.
Yeah.
But we're just talking about how important it is not to be wild as an individual, to be a person of integrity in terms of your relationships.
And we're including promiscuity in wildness.
Yes, man.
To be clear. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that covers the local government people as well.
And so it's local and because it starts
higher
there,
up.
but then they begin to build. A leader is a manager, must be a manager, a good man. He must live a blameless life. He must not be arrogant or quick-tempered.
So all those who like to yell at people, and Mr. Warmington, we would not endorse Mr. Warmington.
No, man. Arrogant and quick-tempered. Arrogant means that you are prideful and boastful. You know everything and nobody can talk to you.
Without cause.
Yeah.
Without cause. Because you can have right cause to be boastful or to take pride in what and how you say things. We will come to humility separately. But the arrogant one is the one without cause. That's why it's arrogant. When a man is speaking proudly about something and it's true, you don't call him arrogant. You say him talk truth.
Unless they're being quick-tempered, you know. The word of God say you must be slow to speak and quick to hear. Some people just them have a short fuse.
Yes.
You say anything to them, they can't it speaks to self-control.
Self-control.
You must not be a heavy drinker. Not saying can't drink, must be a heavy drinker.
Must not be a heavy drinker. That not is important.
You must not be a heavy drinker, violent or dishonest with money.
Violent or corrupt.
Yes.
Dishonest with money specifically.
Yes.
Yes.
So those things and it's not, we're not talking about church, you know. We just talk about leaders, how leaders must be. Because you can't have a leader is not humble and arrogant. You can't have a leader that's quick-tempered. Same thing, shut up, Emma. I've seen that happen with leaders. Bark at people like they're dogs. That's it. Really?
Meaning that the leaders are dogs, not the people, because the barking is done by the dog.
No.
I was making it clear.
No, the
leader behaves like dog by barking.
Not the people. Yeah. Let's not be every drinker. Do you know how many people have given away
state secrets
because
they drink and talk?
You always see it. You always see it in movies. You ever see it in the movies? You see it in
when our first trip to China, we were taking on a heavy drinking spree. What was it? Rice wine or potato wine? Whatever it was didn't qualify as wine in our understanding. So it did not have the anticipated impact.
But it lose up your tongue, though.
No, not ours. The Chinese businessmen with whom we were supposed to be negotiating, they made it clear that they don't start negotiations without a heavy round of drinking. Even the Jamaican women. So it was these tiny shot glasses of a very awful tasting thing that didn't, I speak bad of the hospitality of
whatever it was.
whatever it
drink
was.
that
But,
was- what
but
was
yes,
an alcoholic beverage.
because of the expectation that it will loosen
The tongue.
your tongue and the negotiations will smack off greater honesty.
Actually.
Well, you'll say what you feel like. You'll say what you feel and what you think.
What you chew in your heart to lose up your tongue?
Absolutely.
So you can.
And it give you the courage to say whatever is really in your
Lord.
mind. When you say, no, that can't work.
No, man.
With less liquor, you might not even say it can't work. You would say, we'll take it under advisement. While drinking, you'll say that
Are
can't work.
dishonest with money.
Yes, so those, of course, the corruption issue is a big deal. So you are looking for honesty with money. Are you finished? You didn't get to the management of the household, having one wife. I'm waiting on you to get to having
But we said it already because I said he must be faithful to the one wife. So when they say these things, the elder, they build, so that's the elder and the
Hold on a
local
minute.
government.
What does it say? Faithful to the one wife?
Yeah.
To the one wife or
To his
faithful
wife.
to one wife?
He must be faithful to his wife. And then it says is a manager of household, so he must live a blameless life. Because it says you go up, if you can't manage your
household, you can manage the country.
Yes.
How on earth? Your people in your house don't even pay you any mind when you say something. You have spoken and everybody walk away.
It's not good. That means lack of respect.
Yes. And mean you also lack enforcement capability. All right, you were reading from the Amplified Version, and I have the New King James Version.
So go ahead.
In which Titus says, if a man is blameless, the husband of one wife, because you can be faithful to one wife, but you just mean you're unfaithful to the others.
Okay.
There's a space there. The husband of one wife, having faithful children. So the management of the household becomes important. We, in our politics, tend to disregard how a politician's family life looks. We tend to disregard it.
Isn't that a good example that people must follow because they follow
Yes.
leaders? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And we make all kind of excuses for it. Why, you know I saw it go. But no. Faithful children, manage your household. And then it says, not accused of dissipation or insubordination. Old time words to say you don't drink too much and you're not wild and reckless. And then the higher level of candidate now must be blameless,
not self-willed,
as a steward of God, not self-willed, not quick-tempered, not addicted to wine, not violent. So here's what we will not expect in our leaders. Do not beat your wife, your husband, or your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Whatever your intimate partner relationship status is, there must be no whisper, murmur, suggestion, hint of spousal abuse. Not for the women, not for the men.
That is a very important thing because when you beat, if you believe you have the right, but it's to beat a woman, you know that's something wrong in your brain.
Completely. Are we ignoring the producer? Say don't lay hands on your spouse. But some activity require that you lay hands on your spouse.
When you're hugging them, not when you're beating them.
No, some might take that to mean hit them with something. No hitting of your spouse, whether with your hand or an object.
And no spousal abuse, emotionally.
Right. To make it clear. Not greedy for money. Now, this version,
financially ethical.
Yeah. This one says not greedy for money, meaning now not just that you don't steal it, you can be greedy for it, being so motivated by financial gain that your judgment is warped and not in the best interest of the people.
This one says not greedy for dishonest gain.
This one just said not greedy for money. I love this one because we do have a lot of leaders who make decisions based on the numbers, forgetting how it impacts people in ways that don't show up in money. directly. It ultimately shows up in money when you have to scrape them up off the ground and take care of their medical needs and bury them, their children and their parents. But not greedy for money. We don't make decisions based on money. Hospitable. So you cannot have leaders who don't want to see you, don't want to interact with you. You go to their offices and you have to deal with 10 different handlers
where you come from?
who are keeping you away from them.
Or in public you can't
In
come
public
close.
you can't approach. They're so
You can't do a public,
surrounded
you can't
by
ask
their close protection detail that after a while you don't even remember what they look like. You now start to think that one or other of the security personnel is actually the MP.
Or you only see them when they're making public announcements.
And you only see them when they're making their public announcements. You must be a lover of what is good,
sensible,
sober-minded, just,
feared the Lord,
holy as your Father in heaven is holy,
self-discipline,
self-controlled.
Listen to this. It says self-discipline above reproach, whether in public or in private.
Integrity.
Yes.
And then I'm going to translate this last one because it is speaking about being faithful to the word of God that is planted in you. But this now, because they are speaking about men who are serving in ministry, you have to translate it now to persons who understand law, understand policy, understand covenant, and are faithful to it, so that, says this scripture, they can encourage others and teach others to be equally obedient.
Listen to what it says. Be able to give accurate instruction in sound, reliable, error-free doctrine, and to refute those who contradict it by explaining their error.
Yes.
So it means then you must, if you're a leader, you must be able to look at the law and properly say, this cannot go because this is how it is, and to explain it properly so everybody, there are no errors.
So people can be in compliance with the law. So you're not out there breaking the law and saying one set of rules apply to you and the other, and the citizens are bound by another set of rules.
No, but
you're not above the law, and you are also, by your conduct, by your speech, your encouraging words, bringing other citizens on board in complying with the law.
But if we were to examine in light of what we have shared.
Oh, please don't do that. We don't want to give failing grades to anybody this morning. It's free-flowing Thursday. I hear you wanting to start to grade a few people.
No, in light of what we have shared, because that is the standard.
Yes.
The question is, we must ask ourselves, having listened to it, how do we now grade our leaders?
Me no say that's where you want to go.
We must grade them.
No, we can't grade them the same day we teach them.
But
we're preparing the invigilators and the markers, those who are gonna do the grading. We're preparing you. You by now must be saying, "Oops, I have a failing class."
Yeah, a failing class.
You might be saying that, which means we need to go out there and do some teaching, because we are the people of light, and it is our duty to bring that light into the places of darkness so it can illuminate, uncover the things that we need to stamp out and be amongst those who bring about the change. So I'm encouraging, if you are a homeowners association, call your local government representative and say, come sit with us and tell us, look at the road, look at the this, look at the that, how are we going to approach it? Listen to him, represent himself to you and decide, can I see him going to a higher place and bringing back something that is of use to this community? That's what you do.
That's what we must do.
You don't look at the color of his shirt and say, well, my shirt is the same color. You have my vote.
And that's why we talk about principles.
At the community level, we're saying the NGOs, these are the non-governmental organizations that do charitable work in the streets, get to know the candidates, let them come and explain themselves to you, both of them, create opportunities for them.
They have different parties.
That's true. There might be. That just shows my limited thinking here. All of them.
All other parties come and make your presentation.
The independent ones. Start it in the backyards, the church hall, the school room, wherever you can get them to sit down with 10 or 20 citizens who care And even those who don't care, encourage them to come and listen, hear what it is, evaluate them for yourselves.
And that is so
Homeowners Association, Neighborhood Watch, church group,
NGOs, they have the
group of meddling parents. Rope in all of them, and begin to have yes.
All of those.
All right. When we come back, we're gonna just do a little walkthrough of the pockets of people who we believe can be a part of that evaluation of the candidates and preparation of the candidates. So when it comes voting time, we're all more sensible about what we're doing. It's 8 a.m. We're going to take our break. We also have a guest who's going to be joining us around 8:30. Around 8:30, we'll tell you about those guests when we return. They're some favorites of mine. You'll see why I'm all excited. Please stay with us. We're gonna
It's
be right
good.
back.
It's better. It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Hello, I'm Moira Alderson with the BBC News. Officials from a tourist town in Hawaii say at least 36 people are now known to have died as wildfires continue to rage on the island of Maui. Firefighters are still tackling the 3 largest fires as a mass evacuation from the island continues. Imogen James has more.
The town of Lahaina, the first capital of Hawaii, was home to more than 12,000 people and was a hugely popular tourist destination. But now it sits in ruins. It's just one part of the island that has been decimated by these fires. Hurricane winds have spurred on the blazes, which are spread over 3 areas. Maui officials say the hospitals have been overwhelmed with burn patients and people suffering from smoke inhalation. Emergency shelters across the island are full as tourists try to leave Maui. The governor warned that recovery would take years as houses and businesses lay destroyed. The White House is coordinating the emergency response, with both the Navy and Army being sent to the island to bolster search and rescue efforts.
West African leaders are holding crucial closed-door talks in Nigeria to discuss their response to last month's coup in neighbouring Niger. The regional bloc, ECOWAS, has threatened military action if the ousted president, Mohamed Bazoum, isn't reinstated. Here's Andrew Harding.
There are no easy options for West African leaders. They're anxious to restore democracy in Niger, a vast impoverished nation already battling against Islamist insurgents. But the soldiers who seized power in Niger have so far shrugged off diplomatic and economic pressure. The regional bloc, ECOWAS, led by Nigeria, has also threatened to use military force. A few years ago, that might have been a fairly straightforward option. But other neighbouring countries, Mali in particular, have recently succumbed to military coups backed by Russian mercenaries.
Tunisia and Libya say they've agreed to share more responsibility for hundreds of African migrants stranded on their border. Many have been stranded in a desert area without food, water or shelter for over a month. Here's Mike Thompson.
The migrants say they were forcibly bussed out of Tunisia's second city of Sfax in July after clashes with locals, before being abandoned in remote desert areas. More than 300 were left in the Ras Zudia region near the Libyan border. Without water or other provisions, some have died. Responsibility for the migrants is now to be shared by Tunisia and Libya. Hundreds of migrants remain stranded in other remote areas bordering Tunisia and Libya.
Ukraine has told vulnerable people living in an area close to the Russian front line that they should leave immediately because of an increase in Russian attacks. Russia says it's improved its position around the city of Kupiansk with what it called assault teams launching offensive attacks. Ukraine's military had earlier said that the situation around Kupiansk was difficult but under control. This is Moira Alderson with the latest world news from the BBC. A prosecutor in eastern France has said that the fire which killed 11 people there yesterday broke out in a building which had not been properly inspected and which had the wrong kind of smoke alarm. The holiday lodge in the town of Winsenheim was hosting a group with learning difficulties. 10 of them died, along with their supervisor, when the fire started in the early hours of Wednesday morning. Kuwait has banned the film Barbie from screening across the Gulf state, the latest country to censor the Hollywood blockbuster. It was due to open in cinemas in the Arab nation on August the 31st. Yusuf Taha explains.
The head of Kuwait's Board of Film Classification, Lafis Sobayai, said that usually the board asks for scenes deemed in contravention of his country's culture to be cut, but when films are promoting unacceptable behavior and carry messages that undermine Kuwait's prevailing societal values, they are banned outright. On Wednesday, Lebanon's culture minister, Mohammed Murtada, asked censors to ban Barbie, saying it promotes homosexuality and transgender culture. Mr. Murtada, who's also a judge, said the film undermines the family, parents' authority and casts doubts on the sanctity of marriage.
Yusuf Taha reporting. Hospital waiting lists in the UK have hit an all-time high, with 7.5 million people waiting for hospital treatment. It's estimated that nearly 1 in 7 of the population is on standby for routine treatment, including hip and knee operations. The Deputy Speaker of South Korea's National Assembly has been sentenced to 6 months in prison after being convicted of defaming the honour of the late President Roh Moo-hyun. Jung Jin-suk had made remarks on Facebook about the circumstances of Mr. No's suicide in 2009 and his relationship with his wife. The judge said the post had constituted a malicious attack. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call him, cause trust me.
Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Vejan Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Vejan Printers, your best choice in printing.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waste. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
Stepping from across the street, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
Discussions on health and education, inspiring interviews, surprise giveaways, your favorite songs. Tune into Bess 100 FM this and every Sunday at 11:30 to 12 noon. It's Distinction 411, your weekly college magazine program hosted by James and the Distinction family. Catch you on Sunday.
Bess 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years. From compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Yes, Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Bess 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Bess 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Bess 100 FM, Bess 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. We are at the moment, if you are listening, competing with the noise of one of the princes of the land going to work. Or maybe where we are, it could be JDF. What is it, Percival? Can you see it? There's a helicopter passing overhead. Is the prince gone to work? Yep. And he has to be working hard these days because he took over the chief spot in his empire, having sent home the junior princes. Oh yes, we can see the helipad is directly in our line of view. And we're just looking at Mr. Leachin's helicopter settling down on the roof. He has arrived at work. A little distracting, the noise, which is why I'm describing it to you. But we're going to get back to our topic of the moment.
Leadership.
Great contribution there, Pastor Percival. Going into the book of Titus. So those of you who are wondering, what should the job description look like? What are the characteristics of the worthy candidate to lead the country, to handle our affairs in high public office? Just go into Titus chapter 1. Everything is there. Everything is there. With a little imagination, you can broaden the headings that they give you and customize it so it speaks to your precise needs based on, what's going on in your constituency.
But there are some principles of leadership that's across the board in terms of ethical underpinnings, which is what jumps out at us here as we go, as we've gone through it, not for this honest game. It coming like it is. God saw this time and he released the word and said to us, if you live with these principles in terms of how you select your leaders, you will not have a lot of the problems you're having.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that it does for us, Minett, it helps to build trust. And our trust deficit in this, we have a trust deficit in this country. And if you have leaders who you can trust, because you have the principles, you have the job description, they fulfill it, then you know they're going to walk circumspectly in terms of what they do. We're not going to say they can't fail, but at least you have something. And that's how you must behave.
And it helps on both sides of the fence, because accountability, it gives you now your checklist. When you are holding persons to account, what are the things you focus on, what do you look for? And it brings certainty to the relationship. And of course, the bedrock of trust is certainty. We know what we're looking for, so we can rely on it
before.
And you have the advanced knowledge.
And even as you talk about one of the things that keep coming back at us, and I think it was mentioned yesterday, the power of recall. To call back somebody.
Yeah.
And just put that in the Constitution, so you know, if we send you and we've told you what you need to do, you're not doing it. It must be embedded in our Constitution.
So you can say, come back.
No, we can't recall
Just say, back to base.
Yes, yeah. Come
back to base. All right. We promised to talk about the guests who are coming on. Do you remember my great excitement speaking on the wealth of culture and the culture of wealth? Because wealth has a culture. And one of the characteristics of wealth that has made me smile in recent times is that big money does not like noise. Did you know that?
Yes, they don't like noise. I mean, like what Elon Musk is going on.
He's making a noise.
He's making too much noise with them X.
Oh.
Well, I just say it,
Yes. No. What Elon Musk is doing would not qualify as noise.
Okay.
Noise is the showy behavior, like, over the top display
Lamborghinis
of wealth. No, Percival, you're...
The best I ask you, in a lot of
Lamborghini
people's
is a car. It drives. It is not... Well, okay, maybe buying 6 and saying, I don't like the orange one. Maybe just being outrageous in your display of
or the Benz that you were talking about recently.
Which one was that?
The Benz that... I think I'll take one of those.
The princes that... No, they didn't say take one. They wanted 3, quarter dozen.
How much did it cost again?
$1 whole per millions of dollars. Two house money. 2-3 house money.
In one?
Yeah.
One car?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's one of the characteristics, the culture, the norms, the protocols around wealth. Big money does not like noise. Small money, you can flash it around. And someone will be impressed. But as you accumulate more and more and more,
don't want people to know that you're
more discreet.
You know what I did? before Mussons, the gentleman who owned Mussons, and he's passed on and passed it on to Mr. Scott.
TV Scott's
who's receiving an OJ. I think it's his grandson or his grandnephew or something like that. I'd meet the man, and I'd never know where we used to be as a church at a location 58. You never know him. I didn't know that him did have money because he had a driver. Somebody driving up and down the place. But you never know it was him. And somebody said, no, man, that is Mr. Blaze or Blaze in there. Blaze.
Yes, Blaze.
Yeah.
Barbadian white man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, really? One more. And the interesting thing was, when it come from me here,
you heard it first?
Yeah, I heard it first. Bring it come. Thank you. So one of the things that he did.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you very much. Bless you.
Behold a late life mango.
Yes.
Smells like a real mango.
Yes.
All right, Percival. We have it for breakfast.
You can share it, yeah.
Yes.
So, but you never know, because most people, when them get a little bit of money, them buy. In Jamaica, it's a norm to buy a whole heap of Christian.
Yes,
I was talking to an individual.
You begin to make noise.
Yes. I was talking to a gentleman yesterday, and he said, referring to a group of people, and he said, they got some money to an IPO, and the first thing they did was to buy a whole heap of Christian. Said no, so they get it. They said, why would they do that? you know. So Mr. Blades, he drove a car. You never believe that this man was one of the wealthiest persons at that point in time in Jamaica.
I was searching for, I know I saw PB Scott's name in the comments.
In the chat, yeah.
Right. And someone has asked, they say, good morning, hosts. What do you think about PB Scott being awarded the Order of Jamaica? Do you think that it is for being a large donor to the JLP election coffers? That is the question.
I don't know.
PB Scott,
Musson,
yes,
Blades.
descendant of the Blaze Musson dynasty, was awarded an OJ and is amongst the youngest to have persons to have received it.
Yeah.
Beside him are Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Usain Bolt. Those are the two other remarkable Jamaicans who have received the Order of Jamaica. Now, Usain Bolt, if you are going to measure, if you're going to analyze the contribution of these young ones, you'll see a trend. Usain Bolt, Shelly-Ann Fraser, their remarkable deeds, performed on the international stage, based entirely on what is natural, native to their ability. No, well, I guess their ancestors might say we gave them good genetics. But beyond that, they trained, they performed, and they've consistently performed at a certain level. And there is not another person who can say, well, I guess their coach and so on could say we participated. And the coach,
Glenn Mills for years of service. So.
I do pause for a moment.
I saw it and I wondered.
When persons who step into inheritance and do what they would be normally expected to do, or do what would happen anyway unless somebody burned down the company and thief all the money, when those persons are given high national honors, I paused to reflect on it seriously because I said, okay, do we just keep rewarding people for...
Audley Shaw's in that, you know.
Well, we're coming to Audley Shaw. The same listener dealt with Audley separately. So I don't know about the level of contribution that Mr. Scott made to the JLP coffers. I don't know. And I genuinely don't think that it is a reward for that kind of contribution, because you can't take away from the fact that the person has been called on to do big things on the nation's agenda, but he's been called on because of the position he occupies.
All right, so these are the persons who are getting OJs. Audley Shaw.
Yes.
Marcia Griffiths. Howard Gregory, who is the Archbishop of the Anglican Church. Charles Johnston, who is chairman of Jamaica Freight and Shipping Company. That's years. Paul Barnaby, PB Scott, chairman and chief executive of the Musson Group. I know, chairman. So those are the persons who are getting.
Yes, but the point I'm making is,
I understand.
When a PB Scott or Adam Stewart, those two come to mind. When those persons step into their father's chair or their grandfather's chair or whatever it is they inherit, and in the pursuit of their own private sector accumulation of wealth objective, they sit on government boards or they take government assignments, and the same thing applied to Don Webby and all of the Grace Kennedy. When those men who are sitting pretty in their own private sector space and get either as good as they give or more than they give, and you then turn around and give them national honors, that makes me, that gives me pause.
All right.
That gives me pause.
So all right. I understand. So let us go through. We're talking about, this is leadership, you know.
Yeah, and then when you mix it now with campaign contribution and those kind of things, it starts to look like national honors can be bought. And of course, national honors can be bought.
They can?
Of course.
I'm going to save up my money to buy one.
Well, I'll remember.
I was saying that, but some of the other people, even as we are honest, people who have given young, there's Shaw and then Johnston, we know Jamaica Freight. Gregory, for a very long time,
Yes.
has served religion. He was field of religion, Archbishop. He came out recently, and when they were lambasting the Integrity Commission, I said, they need to be careful what you got. So he has, but then order of distinction in the rank of commander.
Yes.
Colette Roberts.
But you should tell me what you think about Audley Shaw.
Right. Well, I don't know, when I was looking back at the leadership thing, I know there are certain things, and when you look, you say, okay. Audley Shaw is a person, let us not forget, in 2008, 2011, when he never failed, he never...
Dropped out on the IMF.
He never passed a test. He never passed a test.
Didn't bother to go
never
back.
passed a test, and we're giving all the things.
All right, let's be fair. Jamaica never passed the test, but he was the man.
Jamaica never passed the test, but
Yes.
it was because of his policies. People are saying, my brother, he's a gentleman who campaigns and says, when he comes back in, we're going to get FinSac. Yeah,
The FinSac report.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things you ask yourself about it. See, some other people, Andrew Mahfoud, see how we think a group, Food for the Poor, Dr. Ashburn Pinnock, who is president of American University.
Those are OJs or just other honors?
Other honors,
Okay.
PD,
Yeah.
and Lloyd Waller, who so I can understand Waller. O'Neill Grant, who's a trade unionist, recently the immediate past president of GISA.
So when you
Earl
consider...
Buxton, Arthur Hall, Wayne Marshall, Taurus Riley too,
Yeah, so you're looking at them and saying, just the grant of those awards speaks to some leadership capability in these individuals. Or, I mean, I see more service.
Yeah, service
Yes.
to Jamaica.
Service to Jamaica. Some of them are undoubtedly leaders in their private world. What alignment are you seeing between the characteristics of leaders that we were just talking about and these individuals whom we see are receiving the highest accolades?
Aye, my dear. You say I must not pass judgment, you remember that?
Oh,
I do. You are not following up on your own advice to me. Aye, my dear.
You feel a judgment coming on.
Yes, I will not. I will leave it out there. People must decide, because our criticism in recent time, in terms of national awards, people have said, really? But there's a process, You know, the Nurses Association lady was saying, she thought they'd have gotten more. Remember that was in the paper yesterday?
Yes. I should say all of the people they put up were...
Yeah, and I know somebody is receiving one, and she has served for 35 plus years in research, in nursing, and so on. So she's now recently retired. But closely aligned, because she's a godmother of one of my children. I had to congratulate her. Congratulations to you, my dear. But it really, we have to ask ourselves, really now, what causes you to be recognized nationally as an individual? Which reminds me, I'm just thinking about people closer to me. I'm going to go through the process. Because there's a process, that begins now, goes through, people have to be recommended. So the question is, who recommended it? I remember last year it was a big thing with Reverend Miller. And he said,
that's true.
Said, no.
And it goes to a committee and then...
Yeah, and it was thing, and then when it was everybody, it's so for and against. And one of the questions, when Reverend Miller writing book, I wonder.
He's written it is it under production?
He's written a book already, but when he writes a book about somebody behind, I'm saying, wow, sir. I've known a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. But it's somebody who's passionate about Jamaica and where Jamaica needs to go. And he always say, our better days are yet ahead of us. That's how he always say that.
But that's always true.
True, yeah. Our better days are ahead of us, and make that declaration as a man of God.
Yeah, it's both it's a declarative expression of faith, and it's prophetic, and it is tying into the belief, accepting what is the will of God, that whatever our existence is now, we will translate into a better existence anyway.
We must.
Better days are always ahead of us, no matter how good the former days were.
Yeah.
All right. So we're scheduled to have guests this morning. Producer is trying to just track them down and make sure that we're still on. But there is a creative company called Expressions Jamaica, and they are responsible. They are responsible for a show that is heating up the waves on YouTube called The Bartender.
The Bartender?
Yes. I'm going to show you an episode of The Bartender while we are on the break, and just make sure that they're coming. But we're expecting the producer, writer, director, a one-man army.
Okay, that's how it is. Creative until it gets bigger.
Absolutely. And his partner. You may know him through his dance work with the Dancing Dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah, Orville Hall. We're
All right.
expecting Orville Hall and Shelley Callum to be with us after the break.
All right.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Half a tree. 100, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Back to the morning connection. Wow. You know, this thing of leadership is a very crucial thing. Very, very crucial. Somebody once said that everything rises and falls on leadership.
Who said that?
Maxwell?
Which Maxwell?
John Maxwell. He's done a...
One of our Jamaicans?
Mm-mm.
The leadership man that writes all his books on leadership.
Yeah. And he said something that was significant, and I shared it with a group of leaders in a certain system across one of the things. And I said to them, you know, if you are walking and you see a leader and there's nobody following you, you are just on a stroll by yourself. And it is true, because leadership is about influence.
I'm going to disagree with that.
How you are able to
I'm going to disagree with that. Sometimes leaders have to chart a course before the followers join them.
I know, but in the major part, you know that is so. Because how are you going to...
If you're walking in the middle of the day and nobody's following you, you're a leader.
No, I don't mean
but
that.
If it's early morning,
no, not even
maybe you've gone out to chart the course.
You've gone out to chart the course. You're doing what you're doing. But if you are going to lead, you must have people who follow you, believe in what you're saying, trust you, and they therefore will move ahead. You don't think so? I think so.
Jesus frequently walked in the middle of the people who are following him. In the middle.
In the middle of them.
Yeah, you see, when he's surrounded by the multitude, and he's a leader.
But he was able to change
I'm drawing you to servant leadership.
Oh.
Because many times the leader is the one on the floor washing the feet.
Of course.
And depending on the snapshot you get of a leader at work at a point in time, you may not be able to tell that this is the one whom everybody is following. I mean, when Mandela was in prison, for example, when Mandela was in prison, being whilst in prison, still being the first black leader for the nation, for his nation. On the occasion when you see him in prison, you might deny that he's going to come out and be the leader.
You wouldn't deny, because they still recognize, because they're not so much...
I'm saying you don't know at the time when you see the leader. You don't know what part of the metamorphosis you're seeing. And there are many who are sitting on the throne. Let me say this prophetically now. There are many sitting on the throne and they are dead as a leader and don't yet know it. I'm introducing a new. I'm not disagreeing.
No,
with
I know what you're
said.
talking. No,
I'm
it has
introducing
shifted from them. It's like David and Saul.
Yes. There you go.
No, it's
Perfect.
David and Saul, yeah. And David
Still on the throne.
but his we want to call it his political capital, his ability to govern, and had been removed from him because a word had been
The
spoken.
anointing was gone. And this is something that
You know, it took David 17 years to ascend to the throne.
I know.
17 years.
I must tell you that there are some historical facts that are not comfortable to contemplate, because when you look at where you are in your journey and you understand where you're going, and you're hoping that you'll get there tomorrow, but the reality is, on an average, you're 10 years away from it. And you might look at your age and say, Lord, I'm 30. I wanted to be doing this in my 30s. But the Lord have it set for you to do it in your 60s.
Yeah.
It takes some doing to stay focused and to stay
focus on what you're
believing
doing. Stay
and
focused.
to keep doing the right things as you're moving towards that place. But the reason I kind of shifted on you with your conversation about leadership, and when you see the leader, what assessment you can make about the leader, it's because there are so many who are currently sitting in the chair, but as you said, the kingdom has already been removed from them. And there are some who are in the wilderness hiding in a cave, like David spent quite a bit of time spelunking. Do you know that word?
No.
Exploring caves.
That's what spelunking is?
Spelunking, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are some spelunkers who are currently in the cave wondering, how is this gonna work? You have anointed me to lead my nation, and I am here with my hand in the dust trying to make use of ratbat poop, which, by the way, guano is very valuable.
Iguana?
Guano.
Guano.
Yeah.
That's it.
Waste material from the rat.
Oh, yeah, because some people use it. Oh, yeah, it's true. Yes, it's true.
I'm waking up some memories
No, it's true.
for you. But so you're in a place that doesn't look like where leadership is forged, but you are truly a leader. Or you're in that Joseph experience. You're in a prison. You're in a prison, and the worst kind of lie has been told about you. You're a young man of purity who would never touch Potiphar's wife. Yet she's holding up your cloak and saying, he was here.
He was trying to rape me.
He was trying to rape me.
But you know, at the flip side to that, you know,
Yeah.
think about the present day Jamaican man. If somebody offers it to you, them say, I'd be a fool not to take it, but because of your personal integrity, you can't do it. Because I cannot sin against, remember what his response was? I cannot sin against God and man. You see the order. You see the order, very significant in regards to that.
Joseph's answer was, I did not miss the fact that he said to the wife, your husband has made everything available to me. The only thing he has not put at my disposal is you. I can't break that trust. And then I know you cast your mind back to some of our leaders who did not feel that their colleagues' wives were off limits.
Oh boy.
We've had that.
So you see this thing of leadership and what we went through, that checklist, it's very, very important for us. And even in terms of leadership and standing up for what you believe. Do you know Neo? You know Neo, the star in the States?
Oh, I thought,
the pop star, you know, Neo?
The singer.
The singer,
yes,
Neo.
yes.
You know, he say, listen to this now. He says, ladies and gentlemen, this is the truth. I don't know what's happening in terms of this transgender thing, but I do believe I have the right with my children to as parents, to be responsible for them. And I don't believe in this. A man is a man, a woman, a woman. And then afterwards, now, his public come out and says, no, you never really mean that. He said, well, she said that, but this is, this
what
is
I
me.
meant.
What I'm saying. I will not be bullied because I believe that male is male and female is female.
Okay, so you're saying
taking personal
an
responsibility.
entertainer in the United States, where media is everything,
yeah,
spoke from the heart
Yeah.
concerning his own position
Yeah.
on this business of gender fluidity.
Yeah,
And he says, as a parent, it is
Because
my right.
at a young
I
age,
establish it. And then his publicist tried to
say no, I'm not saying
pull him back from the brink.
And him said no.
And he came out
and said, she said that, but this
Yes.
is what I mean.
So did he fire the publicist?
I don't know if he fired her, but she cleared over a job with him because the position.
Yeah.
No, you know. So that's really
She tried
leadership.
to
You know.
save him from what happened to Buju Banton.
Yeah. But there's a pushback. That's
So then you
happening.
see, it goes back now to leaders who make decisions for money.
Yeah.
Because if you are setting your opinions and maintaining privately in your home, you're saying to the kids, don't come here with that foolishness about you feel like a girl today and you want skirt. In your home, that's what you're saying. But out the street, you're saying, oh, well, you know, we must be tolerant and as the spirit leads you.
No, I'm saying no.
Because he doesn't want to
Integrity.
miss out on his commercial opportunities.
Right, and he says no.
That is an example of how being greedy for money can cause you to
lose everything.
Yes. Yeah.
And I found that to be remarkable. Oh, you never comment on the incident with the black man who was being. You never saw it?
No.
The video
Which one?
where this guy with the boat in Alabama.
Oh, the fight?
Yes, you saw it?
Terrible.
Sorry?
I think Lowell was, I couldn't understand it because one, of course, if you know me well, you know that any kind of eruption of violence, even when it looks like the black people are finally beating up the white people,
It's
abhorrent. No, I am not. I'm not, because you see, and this is where a deception of this age is what I saw. Bill Johnson of Bethel Baptist has a book that he wrote called Raising Giant Killers. And in this book, he's talking about how do you raise your children so they become the David who takes down Goliath.
Yes.
And, you know, he just writes from some principles, which I glanced through the book yesterday. A friend of mine she loved it and used it extensively. When I look, she has underlined, and it comes with a workbook. And both the workbook and the book show good, thorough use right down to the last chapter. And I've been going through it, you know, just picking
Reading.
some, yeah. And he wrote on something which he calls false compassion.
Okay.
This is where the world creates what looks like a sympathetic response to the suffering of a group of persons,
But it's not really.
and sets up structures that permit you to exact your vengeance, your justice, or whatever, because you were wronged and you deserve to have that injustice sorted out. But the method by which the injustice is being resolved is itself wrong. This is where, if we were to liken it to things that happen in Jamaica, this is where young men go into a farming community with a truck,
Do that last
slaughter
night.
and steal the people's animals, and when the truck broke down and they are caught, the
Yeah,
villagers set upon them and treat them worse than they treated the animals. Someone might say there's some poetic justice in that, but it is wrong. It's wrong.
And it is
There
wrong
is
because
there is no place where it is. It's wrong because it's wrong on two fundamental grounds. One, in the will of God, justice and mercy go together. And even when someone deserves to be given the stiffest penalty, the Lord is always merciful, but man cannot resist it. Man can't resist taking full measure. If you were to go to visit Shakespeare and understand why The Merchant of Venice is such a powerful, the oratory of Portia the lawyer, who talks about the quality of mercy and then says, you can have your pound of flesh, but take not one jot of blood. We can't resist going for the whole thing. And we take, and then we're going to end up taking more because we don't have the natural characteristic for mercy.
So it is wrong on the basis that
it contravenes the laws of God as it relates to justice and mercy.
And it contravenes the other one.
And then it contravenes the law of man that say when somebody does a criminal act, the state has the apparatus to deal with it, not the citizen. And I don't think many of us understand the blessing it is for the state to carry the weight of that responsibility. If you and I were to go out there as the avenger of blood and hunt down and kill the person who killed our person, and it continues in a cycle, soon there'd be no citizens left. And our conscience, I mean, you do read and hear people say that it's not an easy thing to take somebody's life.
Yeah, because it's the first principle is the sanctity of life, that you don't have the right to take somebody else's life. That's why, because that is so, as they're saying, when we looked at it, everybody said, yeah, man. They say, okay, the guy did wrong. It in some parts, it was kind of hilarious.
Yes, it was comical. I saw some of it, and then
imagine themselves. It goes against the narrative that says black can't swim, so the man jump off of the boat and swim.
To come and get his part of the pie?
Yeah, because it was his son that was being abused.
Oh, so I thought that someone had shoved him in the water, so I didn't see the jump off the boat. I'm like, they threw him in the water?
No, they jump off and swam. No.
So there are some things too, I very early in the day, I realized that I can't be trusted to watch those Kunta Kinte movies, those movies that show racism at its harshest, showing you what it was like to see people of your own color being treated a certain way. When you walk out on the street and you meet the other,
the white person want to kill them.
You want to speak and do things that,
So that was my experience when I related to you as growing up, and my class teacher in grade 3 was white. And unknown, and she said, "Must sweep grass." I said, "I sweep my grass, and you sweep it yourself." But
you don't take orders from a white woman.
You understand? So you learn, and you learn, you read, you become better able to rightly divide what is happening and to respond in a righteous way. I think that is in a righteous way, and I think that's what we need to do. Some people are talking about it because in Alabama the racism is like it's in the DNA.
Well, yeah, it's very close to the surface, and it is me with all my anointing and righteousness that I try to live by. I wouldn't trust myself in that environment.
Yeah, and you see that is so important. You recognize, and a lot of us get into situations and we don't recognize. There are some situations. The Word of God says, "We flee the very appearance of evil." So if I say no, let somebody else go, I don't think I am at the point. And it is being honest with ourselves that we really know. Most people are not honest with themselves.
No, I mean,
and that is why they get into all of these things and them say, if you didn't know, you must know yourself.
And some people crave something not really knowing what they're craving.
Right.
We didn't say vengeance is mine, said the Lord, but that's another principle.
Yeah.
The Lord will avenge those who, and he can do so because he knows everybody's heart and he is weighing everything and he understands.
He's sovereign. Let me say that again. He is sovereign.
I think it's sovereign supermarket.
No, he is sovereign.
He's
That's why
sovereign?
I trust him. No, he's not that sovereign.
He's a sovereign too.
Yes, he's there, but you know what I'm talking about.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, man. Sovereign.
Free-flowing Thursdays.
He's sovereign. He's sovereign.
I'm flowing freely. Yeah. And so there is that which is not to be ignored. And there's a reason why God says, leave the vengeance to me. For one, I have the hearts of all men in my knowledge, in my contemplation. I understand who has done wrong and why, and so I can mete out the justice and the mercy in the correct proportions. You down there, you're only responding to your feelings, what you see, what you hear, what you think, how it look. So you're bound to overreach.
I know the wisdom of God. It's just the wisdom of God. I rest in the wisdom of God.
So he has taught me and explained to me why, yes, Minett, they wanted you dead and they wanted you in prison. And there are all kinds of unspeakable things that they wanted to see happen to you, my precious daughter. but it is not for you to go in and pull out your own justice. And please don't be impatient with me when I appear to be slow in doing it. I know what I'm doing. So all you out there who understand that Minett is expecting to see you pay, just understand that I am being patient because my Father in heaven says, I got this. And I see some things happening already, you know. You know how Elijah said, I see a small, you know, the servant told him, I see a cloud the size of a man's fist.
Yeah.
I see the cloud. There will be an abundance of rain.
Amen.
I see the cloud. And I know that that abundance of rain is going to drown some people who have been an obstacle, a hindrance.
I like what you say, drown some people.
Drown some people. Yeah, because, you know, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Blessed be the name of
Blessed be the name of the Lord. All right. That's so much on the personal side. And it's to encourage others who feel like the field is not level and I've been waiting on this Lord who says vengeance is mine. I've been waiting on him to level it.
You're waiting on him?
No, there are people saying, I've been waiting. Lord, how long? Not unreasonable to say, Lord, how long? But it is as long as it takes. It is in God's time, to quote another famous person. It is in God's time, and his timing is perfect. So this is to encourage myself. Am I encouraging you also, Pastor Percival?
Yeah, man,
You're waiting on something.
And you wait, and some people have said to me, hey, let's do it. That says, oh, this, when I move from corporate to ministry, something happened. Somebody said, oh, you're so calm. But before the incident happened, somebody did something to me. I said, well, you know, push up yourself and go into the front because you are better equipped than the thing.
Even the choice of words would be a turn off. Push up yourself and go to the front.
Yeah, push up yourself and go. And then I read in my devotional time when Jesus came and he was anointed and baptized by John. He was baptized by John and anointed by the Spirit from heaven. And then it says that the people are leaving from John to go to Jesus. And they said, you know, see, everybody are leaving and I desert you. And John wisely said, a man cannot receive anything unless it is given to him by God. So a lot of people rush out to grab, and it grab it gone, because it was never given to you by God. And so that is why my encouragement to people, don't look on what is happening with the other person. Just focus on what it is that God has said, what God is saying to you, walk in purpose, and watch God do what only he alone can do in the situation. You got talking to somebody out there this morning.
Yeah, but the other thing that John said, which fits into what you're saying too, I must decrease so he can increase. It's recognizing too that things move in a flow. In the day of John's ascendancy, they came to him because he was preparing the way for another. When the other enters the stage, you can't be greedy and grasping and grudgeful that the people are moving.
To be center stage still.
But we see so much of that. That is what frustrates succession planning in this nation. That persons who need to prepare the way for others, when the other time comes to enter the stage, they are still there on the main stage, sucking up the air and the people's approval, not moving out of the way. And I am not being ageist in my comment, but we do suffer from poor succession planning across the board in this nation. Remember yesterday, one of our callers talking about the home guard.
Yes.
And on my way home, I was saying to Lowell, no, it is a source of puzzlement to me that a good idea was planted, it took root, it grew up, persons saw the benefit of it. How did it die? How did it die?
But you said it on the program. You never passed on. And the same thing you have to do with your children.
Of course. But that is where it begins.
Yeah, and it is a part of good leadership to look, to raise up, to say, okay, I've done what I needed to do. Well, no, man, did it. You remember in his statement, said, my generation fought for this. No, we have accomplished. Now, what is it that you must do? And in pass it on, but then dash away gone all over the place.
Well, his son did a fair turn.
Yeah, but we have not moved beyond.
But then he had a lot of children, and which of his kids doing a fair turn? You remember I spoke about that already?
Yeah,
Where are they?
Yeah, in terms of but we just talk about...
You can do such an excellent job in your own time, but if you fail to prepare someone to continue when you leave the stage, and if you fail to get off the stage when your moment is over, all the good work that you did is counted for naught.
And it's not only for ageism. When we come back, for people, the time done, move.
All right, we'll return.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. You're simply the best.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Shalom, this is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Join me every Sunday at 5 p.m. on 100 Best FM, where we will discuss the truth. What's the truth, you ask? Jesus Christ said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth is, brothers and sisters, that Jesus Christ is a black man. The prophets are black. The Israelites are black. And the people of Jamaica, that's right, the people of Jamaica are Israelites. Our people have been scattered throughout North, Central, and South America and the west coast of Africa during the transatlantic slave trade. That's right, your church don't want to talk about it, but guess what? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the worst atrocity that happened in all mankind, according to the Holy Bible, according to Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15 through 68. So join us every Sunday on Best FM at 5 p.m. Shalom.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Shalom, this is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Join me every Sunday at 5 p.m. on 100 Best FM, where we will discuss the truth. What's the truth, you ask? Jesus Christ said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth is, brothers and sisters, that Jesus Christ is a black man. The prophets are black. The Israelites are black. And the people of Jamaica, that's right, the people of Jamaica are Israelites. Our people have been scattered throughout North, Central, and South America and the west coast of Africa during the transatlantic slave trade. That's right, your church don't want to talk about it, but guess what? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the worst atrocity that happened in all mankind, according to the Holy Bible, according to Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15 through 68. So join us every Sunday on Best FM at 5 p.m. Shalom.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I invite you to join us for the Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ radio program with Elder Kendrick Murray, where we stand firm that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. This broadcast is heard every Saturday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. and again on Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. The church is located at 3550 Pleasant Valley Road here in Mobile, Alabama in the United States. You may visit our website at sonofgodlives.org or our YouTube page at Minister K. Murray, or you may call us at area code 251-300-8812. God bless you, and we look forward to you tuning in to the program.
Nothing is Impossible for God is a deliverance ministry dedicated to the preaching of the gospel and the healing of the sick. Aired on Bess 100 FM, Sundays at 12:30 to 1 with Reverend Neville Hutton Pastor. Your life will never be the same. Pray for the prayers and receive God's deliverance ministry. This program is sponsored by PJ Distributor at the corner of Main Street, Santa Cruz and Market Street. For prayer, call 828-4413. Luke 1:37, Jeremiah 32:17 said, nothing is impossible for God. God bless you, life.
Make money now with local City and Guilds and ABE endorsed certificates and Distinction College. Start new online and face-to-face classes very soon in our Make Money Now career courses and get qualified jobs worldwide or start your own business in practical pediatric, geriatric, and psychiatric nursing, phlebotomy and pharmacy technician, early childhood education, child care, cashiering, call center, event planning, receptionist, customer service, housekeeping, waitering, food preparation, bartending, cake baking, plumbing, motor vehicle, electrical installation, air conditioning, makeup, hairdressing, nail technician, and cosmetology. No subjects required, no age limit. Register this week and get City and Guilds Maths and English classes for free. Call us at 3564167.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. All right, so I found my guest. He's gonna look a little bleary-eyed because he tells me he was up until 2 a.m. editing. But for those who love the bartender, you will no doubt say that it was a good investment of his time. So the bartender is an episodic YouTube movie shot in Jamaica by this Jamaican team. The actors are Jamaicans, and it is creating storm on the internet. Of course, you remember Jodie Eden, the presence of God, was with us for a spell, and now she's full-time in university. Yeah, Eden connected me to this really great group of Jamaicans who, and you'll hear his story. Hopefully he has enough energy to get here and to tell you a little bit about himself. But if they don't make it in time, because we do end somewhere around 9:45, close to 9:50. If they don't make it, they will come another time, because yours truly genuinely believes, with great urging from our Father, the Creative One, that there is much wealth to be unlocked in the culture of all peoples. Not just Jamaicans, Jamaicans have a certain appeal, and the world is just fascinated by us and the things that are happening in the name of entertainment. People are making money in this country, just putting themselves, just sharing. I'm not going to say putting themselves on display. That might sound like something else, but just sharing, sharing how they live, what they do, and so on. So he created this. It's going, I think it's in its third year.
It is?
It's in its third year. Yes, Pastor, we are out of it. He started it during pandemic.
Okay.
2020. It's in its third year.
Wow.
And it's growing. So it's going to come.
Views as yet?
Oh, long time. Yeah.
1 million views on. Seriously?
Let me see if anybody on this live chat, any of you guys know the bartender? Check it out on YouTube. They have their own channel, Expressions Jamaica, I think is the channel. Watch a segment of it, and when the creator, producer is on in another 15 or so minutes, let's be able to chat with him and find out what goes into making a Jamaican movie on YouTube. But that's really what he's doing.
You cannot say just have 2 cameras and you have your place and just do it.
I saw that thing, Percy.
Tried it,
I think a dream is born.
A dream is born. There's something that I want to do.
Yes.
Of a movie.
And you have it locked up in your loins for far too long. You need to release.
I think I do.
You need to release. I mean, I'm one to talk. At the height of my desire to write, I said, all right, I'm going to contact a publisher and blah, blah, blah. So I did, wanting to put in motion something that would, oh Lord, now I start hiding from the publisher.
Oh, the publisher keep calling you.
They send me emails, and once they call me and said, do you still want to write that book?
Yes, you're going to write that book.
I am going to write that book.
You need to write
The truth is, it's not even, am I going to write it? I've written it. There are different things that I felt compelled to write, and I wrote them.
Okay.
And they're in storage on my hard drive.
Oh, wonderful.
It's to get it out and to feel motivated. Yeah. And I have one of my sisters, not my blood sister. No, I'm talking like you, but she really is a sister of the heart. She's written, I want her to come back and talk about what she's done. She's written like a series of books.
Kids' books?
Yeah, for kids on basic science concepts and so on.
I know you're talking.
That are really great. And I've seen the artwork, and it's on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. I'm gonna get some more information. I said, check it out. It's a great gift for your, primary school, your grade 6 high school, first form, second form. It's a great gift for someone at that stage.
Okay.
She's written that, and she's written another book too, which is more autobiographical. And I'm just so impressed that, the diligence and so on. Yeah. So I have mine on the hard drive. But when my friend told me about, writing her book, one of the questions I asked her, because I did a proofreading of it, and I asked her why she wrote the book, because I realized that the why of your writing, it is what sets the stage for your perspective. And sometimes it's why people don't publish. Because if you've written it just for your own release, cathartic, as you say with your psychoanalyst self, if that's why you wrote it, then once you've written it, mission accomplished, it stays there. And, maybe 10, 20 years later, one of your descendants will look at it and say, what? This is worth sharing. And it will be a bestseller. But you long gone. Yes.
Conspiracy of what?
Of Dunces. Oh, there's a brilliant book. Oh, my goodness.
But this book,
A Conspiracy of Dunces, a very well-written, satirical, very humorous story, written by a young author who committed suicide, and it was his mother who found the manuscript, sent it to publishers, and it just became a sensation. But he had actually got a few rejection letters on it.
Okay.
But after he died and his mother read it, and the main character in the book there's a statue of him in front of the store in New Orleans. It's a fictitious character, but the book did so well. The character was so vibrant that he has become a part of New Orleans history. So if you look for A Conspiracy of Dunces, it's one of my favorite books that I shared with Lowell. Yes. What is Big Truck saying about Bartender? Big Truck. You know, with a name like Big Truck, you would have watched Bartender. Yes, I loved the Bartender when it was running back then. I don't know. It is still available, my friend. So it was an action-packed episode. Still available. And in a short while, if Orville Hall makes it, you'll get to see the brain behind the show. I'm very encouraging of that kind of talent and activity. So, Pastor Percival, I look forward to interviewing you and doing a reading from your book once it is written.
I love to do
dramatic readings.
No, I have a book that is really more on mentorship and work with young people in terms of a workbook, and it's there with the textbook and the manual that we're doing now to work with it. So it can be helpful for people working with young people.
Let's share a little bit I don't want to go too deep until when the guys are on their way here. So we're going to share a little bit from what's going on the chat. Big Truck makes a comment to us. This is something that we talk about all the time. He says an eye for an eye is going on in Jamaica every day, Minett. And so it allows me to tell him what the Lord wants everybody to know, that the prescription an eye for an eye is about proportionality. It is not about vengeance. If a man takes an eye from you, you are only entitled to take an eye from him. You cannot take off his head and say, well, I take the 2 eyes. It's about proportionality. And I wish proportionality were alive and well in Jamaica, because it's one of the principles comes straight from God's throne. It's about justice. You do not do more than you have to do to achieve a right solution. And some of us, we are disproportionate in how we behave. We approach the buffet and we know that 10 people are behind us and we take all the fried plantains.
Oh,
No, I have to teach my son about proportionality, and just exactly using the buffet. He likes a particular thing, he'll take a lot of it.
Okay.
And like there are other people who like it too.
Remember them.
Remember them. So, Big Truck, I wish it were true that an eye for an eye was being practiced in Jamaica. What's been practiced in Jamaica is vengeance is mine.
Right. Say it the Lord.
No, say it the offended. We're taking our own vengeance and we're disproportionate. Taki says, mangoes are probably the most blessed fruits with over 200 to 300 species. You know, he's speaking my language. I absolutely love mangoes, each unique in their own ways. I saw you both being enthused by the smell of that East Indian mango a while ago. Can I tell you, it is not East Indian. It is some mutated fruit
Bombay with
it's a mix of Bombay and cow foot.
Bombay and cow food.
Yeah, so that's like a stew.
Cow food in a mango? You mean those big mangoes? Yeah. Hayden, we call them.
Oh, but it smells delicious, I'm telling you. Oh, it's Percival. Heard it first, mango.
Yeah.
Claim it. Now he says he was in a similar space being knocked down by some pinkish yellow mango from Puerto Rico.
Okay, in
with
Jamaica.
Its own tasty sweet, unique mix of flavors. You know, I don't think I've had mangoes in Puerto Rico. Now that I think about it. And one of the things I try to eat when I'm in a new country, fruits.
I love that. I love to experience the fruits of a country.
Yeah, that's how you actually get an experience with the soil. You can't mess with that. But we did go to China and were completely seduced by some succulent, seedless, what's that fruit again? Oh, wow. Lychee.
Oh, lychee. Okay.
Let me tell you, it barely have a seed. And the flesh of the thing, oh my God, it was delicious. But then we start to worry that it was made in a lab.
So it's made in a lab. Something wrong with that?
I don't want a seedless fruit. You want a seedless fruit? Let's see, what did we have in South Africa that we really liked? What did we get? Oh, and the like an Ortonique type orange that was absolutely delicious. The oranges, yeah. But we didn't see any mangoes in South Africa. It was winter anyway. Now, on the question of good leadership, says Taki, he says, doesn't the way how we conduct ourselves towards neighbors include in such? Of course it does. You know, one of the things we don't talk about much is what is being called personal leadership. Yeah. Exercising leadership qualities over your own life. So when you are interacting with people, how you govern yourself. We tend to look at leaders only a distance removed from us, sitting in a high place, and we forget that we are leaders in our own lives. And in
That's the first thing, you know, you have to exercise personal leadership.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you can exercise leadership
over anybody else.
If you can't lead yourself, you're going to get a problem.
So it's beautiful when you see the little kids sitting in the kitchen with their dolls lined up or their toys in a row, and they're giving instructions and moving things around and organizing. They're practicing their leadership skills.
Practicing to become teachers.
Yeah, well, we don't want parents. Wait, listen now, when you see a kid doing that, don't think they're trying to be teachers and smack it out of them, because that's not a way to make a living. Yeah. As regard our relationship with Haiti, the questions that arise now, why our governments did not embark on including their first language in our schools' education curriculum.
Their first language.
No, is he asking?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
to it's a mix of French and something else. But is he asking why we don't learn the language of our neighbors? Because that's a very relevant question. We should learn the language of our neighbors. We really should. And we treated Cuba as a closer neighbor. We were learning Spanish. And it still makes sense to learn Spanish, and we should learn French in as much as it's necessary. So, yeah. People are learning Mandarin, and we're following the money.
Well, you say it, I don't mean.
Yeah, we're learning
following the money.
Mandarin and German and European languages. Why recognize Haiti as a sovereign nation, yet ignore or fail to recognize the importance of their first language? Very well to unconditional learning. Yeah, point well made. We should learn our neighbor's language because it shows an intention to trade and to have relationship and
with the person.
Yeah, and to have cultural understanding. All right, so I showed the mango again and it got a wow. The mango is getting some good ratings. Let me tell you, and you guys need to come Jamaica and try that mango. Hold on a minute.
Big Chuck was here between July 7th and 12th. And I could not get me a good East Indian. Because I never asked me, Big Chuck, if you did get in touch with us, would I give get a good East Indian mango for you?
But we weren't here. You could have, if you had checked. Lowell and I weren't here because we were traveling at the time.
Yeah, but you could have asked.
But Percy was here.
And I could have get nice East Indian or Julie mango, anyone you wanted. Hush, Big Chuck.
Well, I serve him right. Serve him right.
But Jamaica's a whole variety. You have a mango them called Sweetie.
It's a teeny mango that you just pop in your mouth.
Sweetie. Oh, my Lord.
No, the varieties of mangoes and the Jamaican fruits, excellent. I can't, let's see, except for that old-time papaya, the one that we call pawpaw, that had
the big pawpaw,
a musty, horrible smell.
Sure, papaya.
Yes, man, not stinking too. The old time, the big one that was yellowish, and it got some virus. The trees got a virus and died out. Or I said tree got some virus. You know, many theories about how Jamaica's agricultural sector has been affected by foreign intervention.
Has it been brought here?
Yes, the palm tree, the coconut trees. The
Remember
papaya
that?
is one of
Something
them.
Yellow, what they call it? It was a yellow that
Remember,
killed off the coconut.
Some yellowing disease. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And you
wow.
go to you'd go to like Portland and St. Mary, which has a lot of coconut. I just see these
drying down like plague.
Yeah, it just died right. You see the trunk going up and everything, and you just see just dying right in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Because of the virus or the
You see, just
fungus.
like how we see desert rivers popping out in the desert.
Yes.
The Bible have whole heap of thing about the plague that killed the crops.
Yeah, that's true.
For our disgraceful behavior in relation to some things. So I have to thank God there's repentance. Percival.
And there's mercy.
And mercy. I was having a conversation with someone about the slowing down of the economy in China. Was it with you?
No.
Oh.
It just came out this today.
No, not just today. From the stories have been coming out, even from that huge real estate investment
we
firm.
saw that, and it's still, and it had to write off billions.
Billions, yeah.
Yeah.
And now there's a picture in today's paper. I thought it was the American flag reinterpreted. A sea of cars colored red, white, and blue. New cars wait to be transported on a dockyard in Yantai, eastern China's Shandong province.
Why?
China's July exports tumble by double digits, adding to pressure to shore up flagging economy. Putting on the table a conversation on what is the global impact of
China?
The Chinese economy. I mean, we know that if something happened to the north of us, as they say, they sneeze, we catch cold. But we saw during the pandemic when what's been romantically called supply chain the delays, we saw the impact that it had on everything, cost of fuel, housing costs, because as it became
People
more
said
difficult,
it was contrived, but anyway.
Escalation of prices in everything, whether it is contrived,
or not. It
manipulated,
affected,
or the impact was felt and the impact is real. Kind of take me back to what our sister Rachel was saying in her last call to us. When it comes down to it, you can survive on old clothes, little bit of new things. You don't need a new thing. People wandered in the desert for 40 years, it is said. Never changed their shoes or their clothes one time. But you need food.
You need food.
And
to sustain your body.
Unless you seriously go back to your creator God who will heal your body, you need medicine. Here's Big Chuck boasting to us about, I was all over from Kingston to Maypen. By the way, Kingston to Maypen is not all over.
Tell him, please.
Yeah, but Lowell, you cannot complain that you avoided us because you were not here. You avoided Percy.
You know,
Big Truck, did you attempt to contact the Morning Connection? Please say that. Let us know. Waiting to hear from you. But back to China. The impact on our cost of living is real. It's real.
No, it's
and we're seeing this is double digit, and it's serious double digit, and it's not like 11. It's 14.5%.
Yeah.
Wow. So here, it plunged by 14.5% in July compared with a year earlier. A year earlier was pandemic.
Oh man, 2021. 2021.
But 2021 was pandemic time. When did they?
2022. Like 2023, or 2022.
Yeah.
So
But in 2021, we were in the middle of the pandemic.
Okay.
Yes.
2021, yeah.
Yeah. So, and during the pandemic, everything slowed for everybody. And after the pandemic, when things were supposed to rebound with greater energy because there's pent-up demand, their exports have fallen by 14.5% over the previous slow period. Even our Jamaican geniuses are saying how we have rebounded remarkably well.
You know, that's why I love you.
You know when
You're dramatic. And you
what, the Jamaican geniuses?
Yes.
Yes. When a true genius is born.
But it's going to have impact. It's interesting. I wanted to point that out to you.
Going to have impact on Africa, on the West, completely the West. We have all grown very lazy. Yesterday, Elizabeth Morgan was writing about how our little souvenir tokens, the craft items, when you spin it over, it's saying made in China. And I used to say maybe the label was made in China.
Really?
Because I can't believe that our little craft items are coming from China.
Why not? That's not a new phenomenon.
How is it a craft item if it come out of an industrial machine?
Don't make no sense.
Craft is still done by hand and expressing the imagination. It is not an industrial process. Once it's an industrialized process, it is not craft, may I just say. And we're crafted into a break.
Make a call, the person from
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
Let the sun help you, God. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Best FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Best FM
100 Saturday morning, 8 o'clock with me, Dr. P. Get out there.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Maya Waste. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things home and abroad. Playing you some good music along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
Stepping from across the sea, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. All right, we're heading into the final segment. Oh, I do hope these guys get here. But a special treat for you. Yes, it is for you. When you hear it, you might doubt that it's your treat, but it's for you. Percival and I have asked JD's Urban Pub to bring us a plate of dessert, something that, you know, they do here, so we can show you. Since the mango did so well, we figure more food at the table. And we'll have to taste it and let you know what it is like. So it's a treat just for you. We're making a sacrifice here because Percy don't eat a lot of sugar.
Yeah, I can't,
Yeah, so anything you take. Oh, that means perhaps I have to take one for the team.
Yes, you can take one for the team. And the producers will take one for the
Many offers here to take one for the team. But when I was here, I came here on Tuesday for a meeting, and they had gizadas.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I love a coconut treat like anybody else. They had gizadas and other little, you know, delectable sweet treats that you normally see around Independence Time. And I said, hey, let me just check. If they still have, I will bring it out for you and just, you know, make the enormous sacrifice of eating some and describing it to you. So that is to come. But I gotta share this because Big Truck was in Jamaica. One of our most troublesome writers, Big Truck. All of his comments are loaded. When I first met Big Truck labeled me as a PNP activist and some other unpleasant things. But we have grown to love him. What I say, as only a mother can.
Only a mother can love you.
And Big Truck was in Jamaica and did not visit the Morning Connection. But the reason he's telling us is hilarious. He says he could not pick up Bess 100 FM on the radio because he was driving a car which had a Chinese radio and, oh my goodness, and the language on the radio, all he could get was Mandarin.
Serve him right.
That's a real shame. Oh my goodness. All right. So I'm holding it up because this treat is definitely for me.
So quick to jump and gone for it?
Yes, because it's
what is that potato?
It's sweet potato pudding
and cornmeal pudding.
And cornmeal pudding with the cherry on top. The only part not Jamaican is cherry. But I'm sure a Jamaican paid for it.
But you say the skullops? So the
custard. The custard. All right, Percy has taken it over completely.
No, man. No, this is so so soft and nice.
You get to go first.
No, man. Ladies before gentlemen.
Unless the lady insists.
No, I'm insisting that you will go first. So this is the potato.
All right, just so we're still being pandemic perfect because we're going to use 1 fork. So I'm taking a piece so I can taste it. First impression, a little taste of salt, which just wakes up the tongue. Oh, I think the producer is ready to try. Guys, it is delicious.
This potato pudding.
This is the sweet potato pudding. And it has the right texture, just a little coarse, so you know, like somebody grated it by hand with that metal thing.
And there's coconut in it. Like it was
the coconut is delicious. All right, we can't tell you any more about it. We need to enjoy it. Thanks to JD's Urban Pub, who answered my request, and they brought me the perfect Jamaican dessert.
Which is on the cornmeal.
Sweet potato pudding. Made with what the Americans call yams.
I try to understand how they...
We didn't get napkins. So we do have a guest at the table. This guest is being cannibalized.
Being eaten.
Yes, because some of us, we definitely relate to sweet potato pudding. The other one is a cornmeal.
But you see, Big Chuck is raising a very important beef that I've had for a very long time. You go...
Mr. Producer, please get napkins.
You go into
my fingertips are
places, the cars, and guess what happened? The instructions, the ingredients are in Spanish with no English.
You know, it's because you're eating the pudding while you talk about ingredients. The manual. It's not the ingredients.
No, but I'm saying you go into the supermarket.
Oh.
You
You came out of the car and went into the supermarket.
Yeah,
okay.
But it happens with this.
Yeah, and the Bureau of Standards had addressed those issues. I think it's just very disobedient.
No, but them they need to enforce it.
Who are
if
bringing
they
things.
started, you see, they just enforce and say this.
Yeah, but this is one of the ways that citizens help, because when you purchase something and it's non-compliant, you can't tell what's in it because it is in a language that is not the language of the country. You must report it, bring it in, say where you bought it, and then see what they do. Because in truth, they will not catch everything.
True.
Some of us are bringing things in our suitcases.
No,
that is our importation. And it ends up on the shelf, or it ends up in a consumer environment, retail environment.
No, but my real concern.
All right, let me put the mango beside it. Lowell has put a camera on the. So does that mean we can't eat it? Because it's now a guest in its own right. Here you go. We have a guest that we're eating slowly. Napkin for you, sir. Oh, you got another fork? We need another fork. All right, I don't think those guys are gonna make it, Lowell, except but okay. Because we're getting close to the end of the program. Percival and I were talking. Lowell, you'll have to report on the cornmeal pudding. Is it cornmeal pone, Percy? Lowell has very kindly cut it into pieces. To be considered and to be continued. What is the impact of this slowing down, this lag in Chinese productivity, Chinese prosperity? What does it mean for the rest of us when their economy goes into anything that looks like a fall? What does it mean? Yeah, what does it mean for the rest of us? Because so many things are tied to them. One thing we know for sure, food security for Jamaican, it remains the same, as urgent yesterday as it was, and even more urgent tomorrow if we don't do anything about it. And for me, that's the biggie, because we are so fortunate, based on our general climatic conditions.
Anything can go in Jamaica.
But not only that, with this kind of good weather all year round, nobody can say, boy, winter, we don't have no oil, we're dead. I mean, now it's hot. You can just step outside and catch a breeze.
And catch a breeze?
Most anywhere you can survive. So the most important thing for us, our singular focus, must be on food security.
Yeah. And let's tie it in with leadership.
And if we're eating better too, Percy, we won't be sick as much and we'll need less medicine.
I won't be so obesity, which is a non-communicable disease, which is related to hypertension, related to hypertension, obesity, those things. But if you're eating well, it helps in terms of have a spin-off in terms of what happens in terms of the general health of your population. So I must commend the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health. They've been pushing whole thing about exercise and eating right. But again, leadership. And the question is, when you have so many issues that impact on you, that you have to find out what it is that you need to do that is going to bring about the greatest release impact. And I think that if we have good leadership, to go back to where we started this morning, in terms of leadership that you can trust, leadership with integrity, leadership who are not afraid of speaking the truth and saying this is what the reality is, knowing that some of the time people are saying, but that cannot put food on my table. But that not putting food on your table, now you have to put in policies and measures that will ensure the long-term sustainability of things that are related to food security. We can't keep running away from that. How we import a lot of stuff. I don't know, how do you feel about that?
Well, I want to give you a word on the pudding.
Yes.
Did you try?
Yeah.
It's excellent. Cornmeal pudding is not my favorite.
But this one passed the test.
This one has passed a test that I didn't even know I could administer.
Okay, because you'll not eat it even to add.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your feedback on the pudding, Mr. Producer?
He's having great fun. He's feeding, he's enjoying it. Everyone's begging him, beg you please.
All right, and the men have eaten off the sweet potato pudding. I just wait until Pastor took the last piece. I got one bite, and I spent so much time reporting on it that while I was reporting, the two men just decimated the pudding. It's delicious. If you're in Jamaica, please make sure that you visit us either when we're here at JD's Urban Pub or, in the studio. Give us a call. Taki says, oh my, the presentation of that cornmeal pudding is eye-catching. The flavor must be great. As Pastor ate that slice away so quickly. That is true. Lowell.
Well, look.
Look who's hustling through. Look at the two of them. Did you pack up?
No.
All right, we're going down to the wire now because you're here. Look at that. You have to jump in quickly. Well, all right. So we're doing it in an unorthodox way. You will see the producer miking our two guests because we have like 10 or 15 minutes to go. So we have one person, one of our listeners says that the bartender action-packed. But he said bartender was an action-packed episode. He says, yes, I loved the bartender when it was running back then. I don't know if it's still available. So getting ready to spend a few minutes with us are Orville Hall, producer, director, writer, entrepreneur, dancing genius, and his partner, Shelley Callum. We have another famous Callum that visits with us occasionally, So you're keeping up the standard of the family. And at table, Pastor Percival Palmer, enjoying the sweet potato pudding gone, but the cornmeal pudding, a little bit of it is left. Because we were just whetting the appetite before you two came. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we good now, Mr. Producer? Orville. In 2 minutes, yes. They have their own genius quality. In 2 minutes, what's going on?
Oh, well, we had a late night. We were filming until late and editing until late. We spend most of the days on the road.
Yes.
Dealing with the bartender because we shoot daily. So that's what's been happening.
So you've done some uploads since morning?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So we do 4 uploads a day, every day, since January. And we did our morning uploads already.
The morning upload times are 7 a.m. and 7:15.
So you got up after your 2 o'clock turn in to do your, or you set it on time?
Yes, we send it off to
like a production. Okay, that
the sound laying,
and he does the actual uploads. All right. So what's the name of your company? We have to be quick and agile with this one.
Expressions JA. It's fairly young in terms of being formalized. The expressions, dance expressions, has been around for 23 years.
How many?
23.
23, so it's in college and about to graduate.
Oh, yes.
Graduated already.
Yes, about to say.
Most persons would know you for what?
Dancing. Yeah.
Yes.
Percy,
No,
yes.
I know. Yeah, man.
And Shelley?
He knows a good deal.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Right.
And you too, Shelley, dancing as well? That's
Dancing
the start?
as well. That's where
Okay.
I started. Well, I started doing cosmetology, and then I went over to the performing arts department. So practically, yes, dance is what they know me for.
So does your cosmetology skills come in good on set?
Oh yes, makeup. Ooh.
You do makeup?
Yes, I've
Yeah.
always wanted to do theater makeup. You know that Michael
Dramatic.
Jackson Thriller. Kind of makeup I like to do. So when it comes to Halloween, it's
So the bartender has gone.
I'm gonna see you actually when Halloween come and all.
So did the bartender do a Halloween episode? I mean, we don't have Halloween here, but
it's not that. I don't think it's Halloween. It more like the suspense and the drama.
Yeah.
For the Halloween.
Yeah. Well, we have some moments in there that would look Halloween-ish. Because we explore every different area. But we don't, as it relates to Halloween, it's not something that we...
Well, it's not of our culture, but with a lady beside you who want to do Halloween stage makeup, I figure she'll work it in some.
Oh, definitely.
Who's the bartender?
The bartender, well, the bartender is a group of persons, really.
Mm-hmm.
It started out with about 5 persons, where the whole concept of it was a young lady who came into work as a bartender. She started having a liking for the owner of the bars.
Gentleman.
Dear Lord.
The entire drama spin off from there. This is something that we started, I wouldn't say by accident, but during the pandemic, when we realized that this thing is going to hit us, myself and Shelley just came off a 5-country Asian tour, and we started to do some online dance classes. But then we realized that we have a YouTube channel that we've not engaged, and there was somebody that was telling us that you can earn from YouTube. You have a lot of content, you need to use it. So when we were at Exed Community College, Shelley and myself, we graduated as dance majors, but drama minors. So
you pulled for the minor.
Pulled for the minors. Let's see if we can put some things on the YouTube channel. We started with short skits. So we were doing different short skits, Dog Name Your Supper, a couple other things, and one was called The Bartender.
So who were the actors in these skits? You and Shelley?
Myself and Shelley, and 3 other members of the group, 4 members at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we started these short skits. I just picked up my phone and started shooting things.
Okay.
The first shoot we did, they were not aware that they were on camera. So set the camera because we have a culture of procrastinating sometimes.
You gotta throw the baby out the nest.
Yes, and I showed it to them, and they said, "Sir, we'll carry some costumes tomorrow. We'll start shoot." So I said, "No,
we started
the first one." Dog Name Your Supper, and the upload was on the 22nd of April 2020. And
all right, so guys, go look for Dog Name Your Supper.
Yeah, man,
April 2020. I'm gonna hunt it down.
And I mean, we can also assist them with that. When you go on YouTube, all you need to do is just go on Expressions JA's YouTube channel. There's
Type in dog
in the playlist.
Yes.
And the playlist labels, we have a playlist as the Bartender 2023. The Bartender, this is listed.
Yes,
so
it's well organized, so you can find what you
whatever
need.
you're looking for.
Yeah.
And we have other shows on there. We have one called One Apartment, and One Apartment was 5 episodes. It's a short playback, and we were looking at different things that we were looking at abuse,
Domestic abuse in the home. Yeah.
Look at mental health. I think that is one of the things that keep Bartender going, because we tackle so many different issues
that are relevant
and
and yes, yeah.
People can just
politics. You look at the politics of the day.
Oh yes.
How is it fit into the Jamaican taste bud? How are we loving it? Percy hadn't heard about it until today.
Yeah, well, we started the page with 4,500 dormant subscribers. We had to wait them up. By December of 2020, we were at 30,000. We are presently at 142,000.
And growing. And growing.
So that should.
And the viewership, I mean.
The viewership is excellent. Viewership is, we're now getting 4 million views a month.
See?
So we're getting 4 million views a week. So yeah. So they're into it. They were very upset with us when we went back to doing 5 minutes scenes.
Because we used to, at first we used to give them like half
a full
an hour,
episode,
45 minutes.
Yes.
And when we come to the finale, yes, man.
So YouTube is its own university, so it will give you breakdown. So when we looked at the analytics, it showed us that the average watch time for a 45 minutes piece was 20 minutes or 23 minutes tops. So if we give them 4 uploads a day, they're getting 20 minutes.
They get 20 minutes, right?
5 minutes, and sometimes it's between 5 and 7 minutes.
But you also have a paid subscription product
yes.
that allows those who really want to binge to get. What's the cost of the subscription?
It's
$9.99.
And that's like for a month or for a month?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
So, and we're now going to be doing other short skits for our members.
Yes, spin-offs from the Bartender.
And we also incorporate dance classes as well. So that's for the members.
So dance is not left out of what you're doing.
No.
Once a dancer, always a dancer. Always a dancer. What can we expect coming up soon? Because I know we're like on the wire. But is there anything you're planning that the public can get in on?
Oh yeah. Well, one of the things that we've been doing and we continue to do is unearthing talents around Jamaica. Okay. So we're going to be having workshops. We're going to be having genre workshops. So train you because we have a platform that can expose you.
And you're using unknown people as your actors.
Yes.
You're just plucking a lucky youngster off the street.
And it's a protege, eh? Chronics are where you say, eh?
Sending love to my friends and foes, and I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. To provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees. Believe,
hey. When me see Jah, me see a way. Drastically straight from hypocrisy, I say, hey. Every man to them own a philosophy. I live the proper way and then me read a chapter daily. Man, they in a city hungry and no eat. And food they down a country just a drop off of the tree then. You see, say poverty no real then. Is what the reason revealing.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I just go where the trade wind blows. Sending love to my friends and foes. And I suppose I'm pleased to be chilling in the West Indies. I provide all my wants and needs. I got the sunshine, rivers and trees. Green leaves.
Shalom, this is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Join me every Sunday at 5 p.m. on 100 Bess FM, where we will discuss the truth. What's the truth, you ask? Jesus Christ said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth is, brothers and sisters, that Jesus Christ is a black man. The prophets are black. The Israelites are black. And the people of Jamaica, that's right, the people of Jamaica are Israelites. Our people have been scattered throughout North, Central, and South America and the west coast of Africa during the transatlantic slave trade. That's right, your church don't want to talk about it, but guess what? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the worst atrocity that happened in all mankind according to the Holy Bible, according to Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15 through 68. So join us every Sunday on Best FM at 5 p.m. Shalom.
Our world is changing rapidly, and our most valuable resource will be our teachers. They are the key to preparing us for the future. The government of Jamaica is investing in education teachers through scholarships in the field of STEM studies, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Apply for a STEM scholarship for the opportunity to get qualified to pursue a rewarding career as a STEM teacher. Find out more at www.mof.gov.jm/scholarships. Sign up for a STEM scholarship today. Conditions apply.
Veg Print is for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us